And we are live. What's going on, y'all? I get a room a second to come through and whatnot before I start talking my shit. Let's go here on my channel so I can start reading these comments live. Live finally. Go ahead and mute that. Okay. And okay, waiting patiently. Okay. Yeah, so I sent Barnacules an invite. I told him 8, you know what I'm saying? Just in case he need a little bit more time, because where he is, he's in Seattle. So the time for him, these lights fucking bright as fuck. The time for him is definitely going to be like 2 hours behind me, right? So if I told him 8, technically it's like 6 o'clock for him. So I'm just giving him a little minute to come through. And but other than that, we're gonna talk some other shit though. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I kind of just had y'all to myself. The last time we had a visitor, my next week episode of YouTubers I Don't Like. Y'all have already seen the person I'm doing. He's already agreed to the live stream. So next week's TrapTech Thursday, we will have another special guest. And then I'm gonna do maybe 3 more episodes, and then that's gonna be it for the first season. Maybe like 3 to 4 more episodes. That's gonna be it for the first season. But I plan to expand this more than just YouTubers I don't like. So just to kind of give you guys right now, the people that's in here, y'all kind of like, I guess, my core base or whatever you want to call it. So look, the kind of just control these fucking lights. What I plan on expanding YouTubers I don't like to is it's going to be on a different level, right? So right now, the YouTubers I don't like series is more so a way to just spark a conversation with just brutal honesty, right? I feel like most of the time, us as YouTubers, we just forget that we got to connect with our fan base, right? Because without y'all, then there will be no YouTube channel, right? So I feel the least we can do is kind of give you insights to some of our deeper inner thoughts on how we feel about certain situations. I'm pretty sure, like for me, for example, I'm pretty sure there's been situations where something like a social injustice or something like that, or any civil thing has occurred, and you kind of wanted to know, like, maybe what someone thought about it. I mean, at least I have. Like, there's been times where, like, something happened. I'm like, y'all wonder if, J. Cole or K. Dot gonna say something. I wonder if Eminem gonna say something. I wonder if some of my favorite YouTubers like Flossie Carter gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are just things that I kind of wonder about people. And I feel like, as much as you guys give us, I feel like the thing we can at least give y'all is a piece of honesty. And honestly, that's hard to come by, right? A little intervention real quick. Let's look. Holy shit. Say I had a little water with me back here. That's hard to come by, right? So I feel like the series that I want to do is going to kind of give you just more of a personal look at your favorite YouTuber in a different light. And I think y'all really gonna like it. There's a reason why I've been practicing my cinematography shot. So like the last video I did with Barnacules in it. Well, the personal topic. The reason I did that video like that was to kind of show you guys how far I have come within a year's time, right? So if you look at that video and compare it to like the very first video I posted on YouTube, or even a video I posted like in February, it is a completely different dynamic. You know what I mean? Like there's more range to my work now. I'm not just sitting there posting videos just for the sake of it. Most of y'all know most of my videos are slowed down. Like I tired of just putting out a video just to say, yeah, I put out 5 videos this week. But yeah, like only 2 of them was like really worth watching, you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to be a little bit more strategic in the way I do things, and where I'm posting 2 or 3 videos a week, but within those 2 to 3 videos, I'm giving y'all some LUTs on the motherfucking on the video. I'm giving y'all some audio corrections, some color corrections, you know what I'm saying, shooting 24 frames per second, opening, you know what I'm saying, opening the aspect ratio of the camera. Like I bought a different lens. I just bought a battery grip for my GH5 because I plan on shooting longer. I'll show y'all right now. As y'all can see, right? So I just bought this battery grip, right? I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Y'all can laugh. You gotta do what the fuck you're gonna do. So another main reason I bought this battery grip, right, is because 2 YouTubers I watch as far as cinema, well, maybe like 3 to 4. But the main 2 that I watch, one of them is Peter McKinnon. Okay, I watch his videos faithfully every day. Like I've learned a lot from him when it comes to like filming or just photography. Period. I'm stepping into the photography thing, but I notice his camera's always like when he rock with, always look like this. And I was like, why you got that? And I'm like, oh, it extends the battery life. And the motherfucker just, you know, if you want to shoot portrait, you can. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta give me one of these, and I bought one for $40. Can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? Then I had copped this lens. I'm trying not to buy another lens to the end of the year, but the next lens I'll buy will be weather sealed, so I can kind of do some more shots in the water and stuff like that. Okay, so I have been making investments in the equipment. I got a project coming up that I will be sharing with y'all. A person kind of like the way I do things, so they kind of hired me to kind of do a little video for them. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to just kind of escalate my videos and elevate them on a higher level, man, versus doing the same old bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like tech YouTubers have been put in this box where the only thing we could do is sit behind a desk. Like at some point, I plan on doing live streams outside. It's too cold right now, but I don't want to be confined to my desk to talk about something I like to do. You feel what I'm saying? Because then I feel like I'm at work. I'm in my office. Like I could just be at work in my office doing that type of shit, but I'm not. I'm at the crib. Like I'm free. I don't want to be confined to a desk. I just don't want to do that. Let me see if he updated me or some shit. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Again, Barnacules, he should come like in about 20 minutes. If not, then we continue our live stream. It is what it is. But he's supposed to be coming. I did shoot him an invite. So anyway, second thing, I know y'all probably wondering, am I grabbing a Pixel? Some of y'all probably wondering anyway. I will be getting the Pixel. I will get it if the company that I'm partnered up with, when I sign a contract with, if they send me a review unit, then yes, I will be reviewing it. I'm trying to get a review unit of that phone and a drone. So again, the company I am linking myself up with, if you will, is called Zebit.com. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna upload. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I forgot the fuck I was saying. This dude Jeremy is stupid the fuck off. Anyway, yeah, but that's the company I partnered up with, and where you guys can go ahead and get you some of that tech stuff, right? So for example, the Note 9, if y'all want the Note 9, y'all can get the Note 9 unlocked right now and own that phone within 6 months. I'm pretty sure I got the link in my description. Click the link, sign up. If you like the shit, obviously you can buy it for yourself, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, like I've purchased a lot of stuff from there. And like some of the things I've done for giveaways on here has actually been purchased through them. So that's why I was like, it makes sense for me just to partner up with them, and they provide technology to my channel. You feel what I'm saying? So you feel me? Like your boy's out there making, well, why the fuck is my iPhone going off like this? Anyway, so yeah, that covers that. The Pixel. Now, as far as my thoughts on the Pixel, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The Pixel, look, my bad. I'm sitting here missing comments like a motherfucker. I have not been paying attention to that shit. Let me read some of these comments real quick while I'm ranting. It's about to be a gasm of a night. That's hilarious. What's up, Adrian? What's good, fan? Hey, what's up, John Ramos? Hey, we just followed each other on Instagram, my guy. What's cracking? Hold on to see my boy. 1 second. I'm go ahead and get these shout outs going. KB, what's going on? Hikarith. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's if not, just type out the enunciation for me, my guy. If not, I will call you H-Dub. I'm pretty sure I pronounced your name correctly though. Team Force walking the building. Sean, what up? Cuz fuck these comments. Oh, okay, John. I expect that from you. His name. What sometimes y'all comments be throwing me off. He careth. He careth. Oh, okay. Huh. I like that. Okay. All right, cuz I got you. He can't. I'm gonna try to jumble that shit together and make sure I got it right. And just let me know like yes or no. So Hikarith or Hikarith. I'm assuming it's Hikarith. I think it's Hikarith. We're gonna go there. Hikarith. I think I got that though. I know. First of all, I'm high already. Secondly, because I did a live stream on my Instagram. If y'all not following me on Instagram, that's on y'all because my Instagram be cracking. I talk way more different. I talk differently than I do on Twitter. Twitter, I'm still kind of bug wild, but Instagram, I'm like real free. Second, yeah, got it. Okay, cool. So anyway, look, I wanna talk to y'all about something, and this is before Barnacules get in here. I'm gonna have a real heart to heart with y'all real quick, man. It's gonna be some real shit because some of y'all don't follow me on Twitter, and this motherfucker saying off angle. There we go. I was trying not to be in my daughter's room. Anyway, his IG whack. Don't guess it. Go fuck yourself, Mark. So look, when I made a video about Barnacules Nerdgasm, there was this one dude in particular, yo, and I shouldn't even let it get to me, man. But the problem is, a lot of people tend to kind of think like this, and that's what kind of pissed me off. It's because, damn, I'm trying to really not show my daughter's room, but I keep going that way. All right, fuck it, keep it right here. Keep it right. Boom. Keep it right there. So there was a can you give your opinions? Can you give your opinions on all this tech beefing? Yes, I would touch on that in 2 seconds. I got you. I would definitely touch on that. And give you my opinion on that. Okay, so look, for most of y'all who don't know, man, like I've been in corporate America for quite a while. Like I'm 28 years old, but I've been in this corporate game for like a long time. So when I do my YouTube videos, that's my business, right? So YouTube is my business. So, but I'm able to be me. I don't have to talk corporate jargon. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, change my vernacular. Like however way I choose to articulate what I'm trying to say or pronounce my words or enunciate my words is on me. But for some odd reason, people feel like they can say what's proper English and what's not. Let me tell you something, man. Words are words, and you can have fun with them, motherfuckers, man. However you pronounce something, however you want to say something, if it's yours, then own that shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm noticing that a lot in America, that they try to correct your grammar if you don't conform to what they're trying to say. We're not about that, and I'm not about that. I conform enough in America going to these corporate jobs, sitting in these offices, listen to. Now, don't get me wrong, I done checked a few people who've said some ignorant things in regards to social issues. Because in corporate America, believe it or not, man, they have a very skewed sense of judgment, and it's terrible. But enough about that. I'm gonna go ahead and answer my man's question. So, as far as I'm assuming if you are talking about in regards to me, if there's any other beef, what the fuck is light? It's pissing me off. If there's any other beef that you're referring to, I'm not 100%. Oh, better. I'm not 100% aware of it. So if you're talking about in regards to me, let me know now, and then I will obviously answer that. But if there's like outside stuff, then you got me, cuzzo. Sounds good. I'll be right in 5:50 p.m. Okay, so Barnacules will be in about 5 minutes for those who are waiting. Let me see. Anything else? Yeah. So yeah, but let me know if that's what you're talking about, bro. I'm still waiting on your answer on that, because if you're talking about with me, there has been YouTubers like taking shots, you feel what I'm saying? But they don't really not you tech YouTubers in general. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I can touch on that. Yeah, here's the thing, bro, and this is just some real shit right now. Okay. The problem is with most tech YouTubers is that they honestly, most of them are sensitive, bro. And this is just being 100% honest with you. I've seen, like, before I even became a YouTuber, I just became a YouTuber last year. I just started doing YouTube last year. And just from what I've seen from the people I've kind of talked to, just on like, I said, hey, yo, bars in the building. Tech beefs are good. They just get real sensitive about shit, bro. And it's like that. I guess because people are like real sensitive about their work, and I understand that, man. If somebody critique your work, then, you know, if there's something you put your blood and sweat to, I get it. But the thing is, bro, like, people are always gonna have a comment on something. So if you hop into this game and can't take 1 on a 10 like that, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't deserve to be here, dude. You know what I mean? And that's amongst each other a lot of times too. Like I've even heard Flossie Carter say this, where like some of these YouTubers, man, like when they see each other in person, they don't really fuck with each other, bro. Like, or they act like they don't know you. Like some of these YouTubers, bro, they get so big to a point they feel like they can kind of like shit on you. And it's like, bro, it's and don't get me wrong, I like YouTube. I look at it as a business and whatnot, man. But again, it's YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is just, it's something I like to do. I have fun with it. But YouTube fame, you know, come on, man. It's YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it's a lot of hard work to sometimes get viral, kind of get fame on YouTube. You can put out a silly ass video or you could put out just a controversial video and you can kind of become an instant sensation overnight. So for sometimes these YouTubers, man, they get too big for their own good and kind of have this persona as if they walking on water, like they can walk on water. You feel what I'm saying? Let me read some of these comments real quick and I finish touching on some more. Sean said, "Hey yo, I love the fact that y'all coming in with this. I said, hey yo, shit. I said, hey yo, Mark, you get on my what? Hey, we got company. I almost killed you. People don't know how to handle others' creativity that's out of the norm. True. Man, fuck these grammar Nazis. I'm not writing an essay. Go eat a dick. Fuck that shit. I talk how I want exactly. Plus, how you pronounce words is going to change depending where you live and are from. And this is correct. John, obviously, I agree with you. Forest walking, bruh. Okay. We go ahead do one for the forward walking. These smart users going crazy coming in, folks sideways. So, okay, we gonna touch on that real quick. You open a segue to something. All right. So Sean B, don't start. I'm not trying to catch it. I'm not trying to catch it from the company. The tech you beef. The tech YouTube beef ain't really beef, and I agree with you. But look here, Hikariff. When we say smaller YouTubers, bro, you gotta. Here's the thing, bro, and I'm gonna be real with you. And some of these tech YouTubers are very sensitive. Yes, sis, I definitely agree with you. 4 Lanes Management, what's good, my bro? And so look here, like here's the thing, bro. You gotta understand, like every YouTuber that's big right now has been small at some point, and the problem is with some of these quote unquote big YouTubers is like again, they kind of shit on you when you smaller, bro. Like there's definitely been times where I reached out into YouTubers inbox. And don't get me wrong, I've been in the game for a while. Like I know some people know my name. Like it ain't like my videos ain't getting views and shit. Like I'm close. Like for the years time I've been doing this, your boy got some type of like I'm in there like a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm doing something. Where if you YouTube, like you Google me, my name gonna pop up in some different places. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes he reach out to them, man. They treat you like you're a fucking peon or something. Like you, like how dare you come up and ask me a question or something like that? Like, cause it's again, and this one you kind of gotta humbly remind them, like, bro, it's just YouTube. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. It's just YouTube. Why are you sitting there treating me or ignoring people questions? It'd be like a sincere question like that. And don't get me wrong, I have gotten some real ignorant questions before, dude. Like on some, like I try to for the most part respond to that's perfect. I try to respond to the most part to all my inboxes, even on Instagram, Twitter, the YouTube section, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? And I've gotten some real ignorant questions for, so I don't answer everybody. But like, if somebody's asked me a general question, like as far as like, hey, how do you use this? For example, bro, and this is just real shit. The dude, Jeremy Jutkins. Hopefully, y'all go check out his channel. I'm pretty sure y'all know who he is. He does a lot of the drone videos, and he does like Canon camera videos too. He was the Uno Nice was good, my guy. It's been a while. He was the only YouTuber that I was able to reach out to and ask questions on like how something works. Can I get his advice on something? Like, dude was like my mentor for at least like a good 3 months, really helping me out and answering questions. So I'm forever grateful to that dude because at that time he had like 80,000 subscribers, and I'm sorry, like around 50 to 60,000 subscribers. And I have been watching his channel for a minute anyway, and I supported him because I like his content. And he like showed that love. You know what I'm saying? Like he understood that I was new to the game. He answered the questions that I had answers to, and he did it fast. And then there was times that like, you know what I mean? He was just like real open about it. But it's rare. Like I've reached out to other YouTubers, bro, and got no comments. And what's crazy is, bro, like it be YouTubers, it's like, cause you're not even that big, bro. You like at 10,000, 9,000 subs. Like humble yourself. Like it'll show that they read it and then just decided not to respond. So some of these YouTubers get this thing in their head where it's like come on, cuz like if we in the YouTube community and you've kind of been where I've been before, why can't you just take the simple time out of your day after I've seen that you read it to say yes, no, or hey, can I get back to you on this or something? Like if I take the time of my day to watch your videos on a consistent basis, I'm a fan of yours, and you can't just take a couple seconds out your day or something just to answer a question. I feel like that's petty as hell, and I can't see myself doing that, B. You know what I mean? again, like these people be having like 10,000, 9,000 subs, man. So you gotta be, you gotta be kind of careful when we say small YouTubers, man, because some people I would consider small like 10,000, like anything under like really 15,000, I would consider like kind of small for the most part. But there's people out there with these 10,000, 9,000 channels and have the persona of like they've been in the game for a minute. Like, stop, man. We're not gonna do that, bro. Because the thing is, what people fail to realize is that we all grown. First of all, I'm a grown ass man. So one, I don't tech YouTube beef. I don't even think that shit real. If a tech YouTuber quote unquote diss me or say something about me in a video, bro, like I might Drake that shit. Like you would diss me, but you'll never get a response type shit. I would probably do that. Or if I respond, I'll just respond on some like YouTube shit. But I ain't never like, how do you do this thing here? Fight on YouTube, setting up fight events. Well, first of all, that's bread. So I'm gonna go ahead hats off something for that because I know what they doing that. But like people who really be fighting on YouTube, you're a clown, bro. If you want to really fight somebody, because what they said on YouTube or any social media platform for that matter, like that's corny shit. I've never been that's fuckboy shit. I've never been doing that. I've never did that in my life. And you know what I'm saying? That's just not what I'm about. Like if something's not of immediate threat to me or my family, like then I'm not boxing on my word. Them days over. Plus, motherfuckers is goofy nowadays, and like I don't care how good you are boxing, motherfuckers can't take L's no more like they used to. Back in the day, if you caught a fade, you lost. It is what it is. You chalked it up. But now motherfuckers they don't like losing, bro. So if you ain't got something on you or you're still in carry or something, man, then you don't need to be out here really throwing no hands no more, bro. It's just a different time. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't even know how we even got off into that. I was just in a tangent. Push your T his ass. You might do. I'm watching the Eagles versus Giants game. Using them big words. You are small. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely consider myself a small YouTuber. Yeah, but I'm okay with that. You feel what I'm saying? Like honestly, if you look at my progress, bro, like for real, from last year to now, like this same time, dude, I'm really, really happy with my success. Just to kind of give y'all an idea. At one point, at the end of the year, I just wanted at least to have 500 subs. I said I just want to have 500 subs by the end of the year when I first started YouTube. And I didn't really start going hard into YouTube like around September, October. So again, I'm really hitting like a solid year of consistently doing YouTube now, and I'm down there at 3,000 subs. So like your boy been doing something right. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just signed contracts already. I'm partnered up damn near really with Lenovo where they send me products anytime I ask for it. I got companies like TrapTech who's sending me products that's not even released yet. Got something coming for y'all. So you feel what I'm saying? Like within a year's time, bro, like your boy been making moves, and that's because one, I look at YouTube like a business. You know what I mean? Like YouTube, as far as the entertainment side, is just YouTube, but like a business wise, you can milk the shit out of YouTube. Like you just gotta know what you're doing in these streets. I'm gonna kind of put y'all up on game for those who may not be aware of it. So with this YouTube, hold on 1 second. Yo, so what happened with that front page tech convo after your video? No need to name names. Okay, so there's like two parts to that. One, me and him, like I told y'all in the video, right? In the video I made in regards to him, I didn't have beef with him. Like I said, he might be the coolest motherfucker on earth. I've never met him. I'm just talking about on his camera personality. I didn't like. So we addressed that, and I end up liking the motherfucker like a lot at the end of the stream. You know what I mean? So that's addressed. Like I never had beef with him anymore, but we cool. Like we cool as hell, no problems there. Now if you talking about with like Love of Tech and him, the brother that came on with the UK accent, they cool. Like they ain't got no beef no more either. So you know what I'm saying? Like it was some just know nothing but positivity left that stream that night. You feel what I'm saying? It's all love. Love of Tech, what's good, my guy? But you're a dope YouTuber. That's all that matters. Hey, appreciate that, Mark. All boys should decide, man. Me and Mark joke a lot down there, like every day. You feel what I'm saying? And that's my man's, bro. And he just a subscriber to my channel. He just been there for like a long ass time, but he's cool as shit, bro. Jonathan Lee Ramos, bro. I actually like your channel. I had found you not so long ago through Twitter. Make sure y'all check out his channel, man. That's a real cool dude. Also check out Love of Tech. My sis Adrian's channel, she just got the new Sony camera, the A7 III, if I'm not mistaken, the Mark III. So she will be dropping some more dope content. Beard Tech TV in a bit. Make sure you check out his channel. If I miss anybody, let me know now, man. I do see I spread love. Also, Mari QHD, if he's still in the building, make sure y'all check out his channel. I think he does like a lot of gifts and shit, like funny videos. But yeah, man, I've been here longer than Mark. I'm sorry, Wizards, you family though, so that don't really count because you feel what I'm saying. Like that don't really, like if you family, like I've been knowing you since I was a shorty. Like he's like what 16, 17. So yeah, that don't really count, bro. Like you old. Anyway, Barnacules. Let me see. Let me check my Twitters, bro. My Twitters. Just check. Don't see an invite. Okay. Let me try again. Okay. One sec. Let me send it again. He said he didn't get an invite. Okay. Let's see. jerryberg@gmail. Let's see. Invite. And boom. Jerry Barnacules. Oh yeah, that's I fucking sent it, cuz I hope you get it. Let's see. See what they say, y'all. He said he didn't get it, but I'm looking at this motherfucker like it's popping up his name. So the thing is, like on when you send out invites, I got some people, some shit coming out here. All right, let's see. We got some people coming in. We got Easy Computer Solutions. What's good, my guy? Easy E in the building. Tech Team in the building. Make sure y'all check out this brother channel, man. He's been rocking me for a while. Always been real, straight up with me. Fucks on him heavy. Make sure y'all check out his channel and Easy Computer Solutions channel. So fun fact, for those who don't know, Easy Computer Solutions actually kind of like gave me like my first break into YouTube. He put me on one of his live streams. I was an up and coming YouTuber, man, and kind of really helped me. Like I think that night I got like around 50 to 100 subs, or something like that. But he's put me on there like a couple of times. You feel me? And really has kind of like just been cool as hell throughout this whole process. So Easy Computer Solutions. If he's still in the building, man, make sure you check out his channel, brother. Check out his channel. Real cool, brother. Let me check back with Barnacules real quick. No joke, it's not showing. Can you send me a link through here? Okay. He's saying he's still not getting it. All right, let's see. Hopefully this works, because I don't know why he's not getting this email. I'm assuming maybe it's in his spam folder. I don't know. All right, he's really having a hard time getting it, so maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Hopefully it works for him. We'll see. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I think it's like something probably is with a junk drive or something. You sure you know what hey, first of all, go fuck yourself. I guess I know what I'm doing. How you think the other people got out here? I don't know what's going on with Barnacules, because thanks for love, bro. Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. That was real shit. You definitely you feel what I'm saying? You definitely helped me out. We didn't have to. And again, besides, that was another big name YouTuber at the time that helped me out too. I didn't even mention him. I'm sorry, y'all, in the beginning. Easy Computer Solutions was definitely the first person. And then Jeremy Judkins is the one that helped me out. All right, let's see. He should. Oh wait, there he goes. Here he goes.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Just trying to make stuff work here.
All right. I've been I've been having some nice little stories to my people, so they've been enjoying themselves.
That's good. Anyway. All right, it looks like only one camera is going to work. I'm going to shut this one down. Hold on here.
Put this in.
Let me punch this in a little bit.
All right. Cool.
Try to get this one about 20 miles away.
Let's see. Let me go back to my comments real quick. All right. Haha, I'm out here, broski. And 2 a.m. UK never sleep. Yo, Liver Tech, bro. I don't know how you do this shit. Forest walking problems, indeed. Is he coming? What I got? He's still having gasms there. They're on you with the gasm thing.
Hey, lots of gasms, man. Gasm is a good word.
All right, y'all. So he's right on time. I told him 8. I wanted to start this a little bit early just to talk to y'all for a little bit on a one-on-one level. You know what I mean? But I told him 8, and he's right on time. So here we have Barnacules Nerdgasm, everyone.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Round of applause for you being such a good sport, man. As you can see, kind of through Twitter, people are not too fond of what I do. So I was very shocked that you saw like the potential in that, and like just the plain humor and the entertainment in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny is I think a lot of the people that say that they don't like it, they actually do like it. I think this is one of those businesses. I see it with so many other channels that, you know, might even be labeled as drama a little bit, where everyone's like, I hate you, boo, boo, boo. But the views are like never been higher. Those people are like subbing and hanging on to every word. So I don't buy it.
You know, dude, like, and what's funny is, man, you know, most channels that kind of do that whole like YouTuber drama thing, they usually kind of go after bigger names. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've been going after people who hasn't even hit a 500,000 subs yet, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like smaller time channels. Like the guy I'm doing next week, I think he's roughly at 5K. You know what I mean? So it's not like a clout chase thing. It's more like a people like to kind of just hear my thoughts on how I do shit. So they're like, hey, you know.
I think it's a cool format. I personally think that it's really cool that it's like super free flowing, but you still got some cool music and some cool editing that I'm going to steal the shit out of, by the way.
So believe it or not, dude, like I religiously watch this man's video as much as I can. Peter McKinnon and my other guy, Terry Warfield. Those are the two editors that I follow a lot when it comes to editing things, and they kind of they inspired that video. So Terry Warfield and Peter McKinnon definitely inspired that video.
That's awesome. Yeah, I tell everybody all the time I'm sure you've probably gotten this, and actually I know you have because I read your tweet earlier where the guy's like, oh, you're just ripping off somebody else. Dude, there isn't an original idea that's left in this world, okay? That's why we're on like, 50 different versions of the same movie at the theater. Every year they're redoing something from the 60s, 70s, 80s. What we bring to it is just different personality, right? The personality is the thing that can't be replicated. So that's kind of my argument.
But you know what? I don't know if you've seen like the whole thing, but the guy, what's funny is, man, what I've been learning with YouTube with just people in general, it's like the patience thing, right? And people, he came back and apologized for speaking too soon. And I was like, if everyone thought like you know,
John, that never happens. You literally found like, I don't know, a unicorn tier. Like, it just doesn't happen. So like,
that's exactly why I shared that screenshot. I'm like, you get YouTubers all the time who get the most ignorant comments you could think of, and you share those. You know what I mean? But it's rare that you get a comment where someone comes back,
right,
and say, I messed up.
And usually, even people when they know they've messed up, they'll still take the pride route and be like, oh no, I'm standing my ground, even though I know it's bullshit. It's really rare to see somebody who comes at you that hard. And he did in the first one. Oh, you're just ripping fuckers off. I'm out. And he's like, oh no, actually, no, you're cool, man. You're cool. I'm like, that guy went to one extreme to the other.
Exactly, dude. And but the thing is, I was actually just talking to my coworker about this today. The thing is that people, I feel like on you or on any social media platform, it's like most humans don't want to admit their flaws in the first point, right? So if I'm on Twitter or whatever the case is, if people have seen this post, if I'm wrong or right, I have to stand my ground because I can't be embarrassed or proved wrong in front of potentially millions of people. You know what I mean? So it's a pride thing.
Protecting yourself too, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like the internet. We've seen this with like every movement. I won't even name them. You can already pick them out, whether it be political, religious, or whatever, right? It can be gender-based, race-based, all that stuff. The second that you put even a drop of blood in the water, everybody's on that shit. Yes. And I think that scares everybody. I think everybody's afraid to be honest because they think by being honest or apologizing or showing any kind of weakness, all of a sudden everybody's just going to queue up in a line wanting apologies for everything else.
But you know what? In a sense, though, man, if it depends on how you look at it, and to some extent, that does happen. What I mean by that is like, I'm pretty sure you've noticed this. Is you're a bigger name, you're a big time YouTuber. So if you leave one negative comment on your comment section, it would spread like wildfire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, one time before I start knowing how to filter out my words on my channel, like this guy, he said like a racist comment. I just responded to him like, whatever, I didn't remove it. And then after that comment just came with so many more. I'm like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I call that the white knightsmanship, right?
So man, a thought in a human's mind, man, it can spread. Like once they just kind of get an image of something like they can relate to or they think they can relate to, they're going to latch on to it. So, if they see someone, admit that they're wrong with the cases. They're like, oh, you shouldn't, even then they still get attacked. You shouldn't say nothing with your stupid ass. It's like, you can't even be apologetic.
The irony of it, Sean, though, is this helps you out so much. And I wish I had to learn this early on in my career, is negativity will grow you faster than anything. Now, you have to be careful, though, not to go like too negative on things, because it will come back and eventually bite you, because you'll build the audience that you're going to have forever.
Right.
And so you don't want to like start off like, I mean, if you're like a drama channel, like, like Drama Alert, for instance, or something like that, and you build your entire career on just like fucking with other people and messing with other people, you'll never walk away from that. You're typecast into that role. You'll never leave it. But
sound like movie actors. Like once you kind of,
yep, exactly. So what the problem is, though, is you still don't want to go the other direction and be like this super altruistic, unrealistic, support everything. I'm the greatest person on earth. I love everybody. I embrace everybody. If you take that persona, then the audience that you build is a bunch of other people that are just blowing the sunshine cannon up everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And then you end up in the same problem when you finally do come to an issue where you're like, listen, I have to stand the ground. Like me, people hate it when I talk politics and I start getting down on Trump. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And everybody's like, oh my God, America, stay away from politics. I'm like, because I built an audience that's not ready for that. They're not looking for that. And it kind of becomes damaging at that point.
Wow, that's very interesting that you brought this topic up. Okay. So I'm actually this.
Uh-oh. I think my internet just take a shit? Hold on here.
Perfectly fine. But let me know when you. Okay.
My internet just took a dump there for a second. Hold on.
All right. Let me read these comments while you're doing that. To join us with the Cam Link boys. What time to get Sean Nice to join? Here's the thing. Like that. I'm gonna be real with you on that tech couple. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you right now. Comcast sucks, and I don't think they can even support that type of resolution through my GH5. And I'm just being 100% honest with you, dude. Like right now, the fact that I'm still streaming, looking good technically through this Logitech camera, I'm gonna stick with that. I don't trust Comcast enough. I don't even trust Comcast with nothing, let alone to do something like that.
Yeah, trusting Comcast is like trusting an arsonist with gasoline, right?
Yeah. So let me read some of these questions, and I'm gonna get back to the whole politics thing. People make it too hard to apologize. Yes, I agree, Libertech. People do make it too hard to apologize. When do you apologize? Nobody sees though. Yeah, that is true. When you do apologize, nobody cares about that. Because it's not drama. How about the Pixel 2 XL? He's talking to somebody else. I promise they do care. Bye-bye. Okay. Anyway, so they talking amongst each other. That's perfectly fine. So look, as far as politics is concerned, right? It's funny that you brought that up, because the YouTubers I don't like series is more so a building block for me. Yeah. To kind of the idea is to really kind of show YouTubers in a different light. And what I want to do is kind of maybe get with other YouTubers and show like their other side, like, hey, what do you think about this social issue or this political issue? Like ones that are brave enough to do it. You know what I mean? I already got the name.
I'll talk about anything, Sean. I'm one of those people where it's like I give advice on what not to do, and then I turn around and do that exact thing because I'm an open.
I just feel like people sometimes like they want to know, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure sometimes like you like, whoever your favorite movie star is, whatever. Like sometimes you probably don't like, hey, well, I don't know what he thinks about this. Like, what's his opinion on this? So I feel like some subscribers probably want to know their favorite YouTubers' thoughts on a certain issue that, they probably thought they can relate to.
Sure. So, and I think people need to be okay with disagreeing on things. That's another thing I think has died as a culture on the internet is you're either on the left or you're on the right politically or your religion. You're either like Christian, Muslim, or you're atheist. It's like you've got all these like little sides. It's like, whatever happened to gray area? Just let's all learn some shit, right? I'm good with that.
That really started, man. The internet has really created a sensitive generation, right? Because even with jokes, because you remember, like I mean, you're older than I am, but back when I was growing up, man, they used to say some really raunchy stuff on TV back in the day, like really like
everything, religion, racism, everything, like free game, didn't matter,
So, but it wasn't that big of a deal because people just like, it was just on TV, it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? It was just comedy. But now, you make one comment on Twitter, like, let's just say you say, hey, I support the NRA. Now it's like, oh, you support the killing of innocent people. It's like, damn, I just can't support. You know what I mean? Just one part of it is.
Yeah, it's like I just want a candy out of the box. I don't want the whole box of candy.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's kind of what I plan to do, man. I just feel like right now the YouTube space in general, man, it's just like people are really sensitive, and it's like, it's just lighten up. You know what I mean? Like life is too short for you to, be so concerned or so wrapped up or angry at a particular situation that does not benefit you in no type of way. Right. So yeah, it's funny. But before we get too deep, I didn't expect you to get that deep with you, Barnacules.
Oh, it's gonna get deeper than that, Sean. You wait.
I told my subscribers that I would get you to explain more so the backstory of the gasms. So please fill us in.
All right, so first of all, let me get the name out of the way because everybody wonders where the hell Barnacules came from, and most people mispronounce it because it's quite literally not spelled right. Like some English major approached me and was like, "Yeah, by all the like grammatical structure of the English language, it's not pronounced Barnacules, it's Barnacules." So most people pronounce it Barnacules, but I'm like, fuck that. If Prince can make himself a symbol, I can spell it however I want and be Barnacules. Okay. So all it is two words cut in half and smashed together, quite literally, and it's Barnacle and Hercules. So that's where Barnacules comes from. And the story is like 15 years ago, buddy of mine calls me on the phone. He's like, "Where the fuck are you? You're supposed to be over here, help me work on my car." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I just woke up." I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna jump in the shower and scrub the barnacles off and I'll be right over." And I used to say that all the time. And he just like replied back. He's like, "All right, Barnacules, you do that." And then he hung up on me, and I was like, "Oh shit, that kind of got a nice ring to it."
Okay, all right, okay. And the nerdgasm.
The nerdgasm. Now let's get into there. Okay, so you got me dead to right on the gasm thing. The gasm thing is definitely a sexual innuendo, or as I like to call them, innuendos. So you got me dead to rights on that one, Sean. Okay. But the whole nerdgasm thing is basically I'm just saying everything nerdy gives me that type of feeling. Like I'm one of those ADHD. I'm actually diagnosed ADHD. I take Adderall for that shit, or I'll just chase squirrels around the neighborhood. It's one of those things where it's like the whole nerdgasm is like everything I would get excited about. And people used to tell me that, my friends, they're like, "Why are you so fucking excited about like stupid everyday shit?" And I'd get like so excited about everything. And I think that persona kind of brought the whole nerdgasm, because like anything that's nerdy, I don't care what it is. I got like Thor's hammer sitting over here on my desk, some stupid little toy, a bunch of my favorite cars and stuff, little die cast stuff. I keep like, fuck, I'm even narcissistic. Like I even got a 3D printed version of myself.
But you know what? That's dope, dude. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, that's what I was trying to tell you, man. Like I know you wanted me to, you asked me to do your channel, but it was hard as shit, man. Because honestly, on camera, it's like, yo, how can you not love this guy? Like, you know what I mean? It's like he has like the coolest shit. He's very open and honest. I even watched the video when you touched on depression and stuff like that. So I was like, like it's not a lot of YouTubers, man, who can have that range. You know what I mean? To talk about tech, to talk about computers, and then to really touch on a mental issue that most people really don't even want to come to terms with.
Yeah, I've limited myself a lot by being so open, because people like to align themselves with brands, especially companies. Like you'll notice I don't really have any sponsored content on my channel. Mm-hmm. It's not for lack of, I mean, there are sponsors out there that want to work with me and stuff. But the thing is, I don't want to work with any sponsor that limits what I can say and what I can do. And a lot of people that build this into a business, like I'm trying to do, even still, 6 years later, you have to find that line. Is it more important for me to be able to say what I need to say, or is it more important for me to be able to make a living, support my family, and have a future? Because they are sort of mutually exclusive, not completely, but they are. And I chose the blue pill. I decided to go with, I just need to be me, because I don't know how to be anything else other than me. And just whatever comes with it, whatever doesn't. And I've swapped entire audiences before. Like, you might think of me as a big YouTuber because I have like 35,000 subs or something like that. But if you go look at my history for lost subs, I've lost probably close to 600 or 700,000 subs throughout my career. So realistically, if I didn't lose any of those people by pissing them off with one of my videos, I mean, I'd be at like 1.7 mil right now. And so I bleed as much as I gain. And that's why I've sat around. A lot of people are like, "Man, you've almost been at 1 million for like a year." It's like, because every other video I do either brings in a new crowd and chases the old crowd away. And I've just kind of came to grips with myself and been like, what? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to focus so much on trying to retain an audience and build an empire. I'm just going to be me. And hopefully at some point, the audience, after enough people swap out and swap in and swap out, I'm going to have a group of people that are at least open-minded. And that's all I want. Like, I don't care if you're an evangelical Christian, right-winged, the whitest of the white boy that has ever been the white boy, whatever, support the NRA on some level that's like just astronaut. I love you. You're a great person as long as you can just listen to what I have to say and I can listen to what you have to say, and we're okay at the end.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for building an echo chamber. Echo chambers are a dime a dozen on the internet. I just want a group of people that can get together. Like hell, I tell a lot of people that are like, "Oh my God, you're you know," they like to call you a libtard, right? I'm not liberal. Actually, I have views in both camps, which is apparently rare these days. You know, it's like me. I own guns. I have guns, dude. I got a Smith & Wesson AR-15. I fucking love going out and shooting that thing. Do I love the NRA? Fuck no, I don't like the NRA. I don't like a lot of the shit that they do.
You know,
like that's me exclusive.
You got a point. You definitely got a point. Because what's funny is that the owner of my company I work with, he's a conservative, and we have conversations all the times, and you know he classifies me as a liberal, and I'm telling him, I'm like, I don't really classify myself as that. I usually just go with whatever makes sense to me. You know what I mean? So if somebody on the right says something that makes sense, like, well, that just makes sense to me. I don't have to kind of put myself in just one box because of one idea. That's ridiculous to be like, oh, if that one idea puts you in the box with everybody else. Like, what type of shit is that? Like, that makes
like everybody says the right, you basically everybody on the right's Christian. Bullshit, they are. They're not. I know a lot of right-winged atheists. Like, why do you people think that every single one of them, you know, it's like, it just drives me nuts, dude. It drives me absolutely nuts.
It's again, it kind of goes back to the whole point, man, of people not being able to just accept some shit. You know what I mean? Right. So like, because most people, like when I have the conversation with them, like, they say like, well, because I tell them I don't believe in God. So I believe in something like a higher power, but I don't believe like the Bible, God, and all. They're like, oh, you're atheist. I'm like, well, motherfucker, no, I'm not that. I believe in something. You know what I mean?
Spiritual versus religious kind of thing.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean. I feel like religion is a box. I feel like it puts people in a box and closes their mouths off. So I don't really touch on it too much. And because it's like if you're trying to follow like a certain guideline that you feel, you know, pretty much goes at your point. Sometimes you're really not as receptive as you could be because you already have this certain ideology that you don't want to escape from. So I don't touch them on all, you know what I mean? I don't touch it at all. I feel like a lot of it is like just stories anyway, just really good stories. That's what humans do. We've been telling stories forever. So I just, you know, I'm a spiritual person. How about that?
I mean, I wouldn't even say that I'm not a spiritual person. Like I don't classify myself as an atheist, even though when people hear me talk about Christianity and stuff like that, because nothing's off limits. Like some guy even came at me once and he's like, oh dude, I don't hear you talking about Islam like that. I'm like, here, fucking buckle up, dude. Let's do this. Any religion, I don't care. I really don't care. I'll talk. I mean, I know atheists that are assholes too. It's possible to be. I know Christians that are the most giving, fucking wonderful people that you've ever met in your life that would literally give you the shirt off their back because they believe that's what their God wants them to do. That makes them an awesome person. If that's what it takes to make them an awesome person, awesome. I know atheists that would stab you and take your wallet because they're like, fuck, I ain't going to hell, you know. But I also know atheists that would do the same thing, give you the shirt, but it'd probably be for some like scientific, pragmatic reason. But at the end of the day, there's good.
At the end of the day, they gave you the shirt. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, whatever helps you be the good person that you are, go with it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what your moral compass is. I just care that there is a moral compass, right?
Right.
When you don't have a moral compass, that's when shit gets a little dicey. And in these days, the problem is the moral compass is really steered by the media because the media rewords shit. You know this. People can bend words like pudding. I mean, well, I guess you can't really bend pudding. Maybe if you
get your point though.
You get my point, right? It's like people can bend anything to be anything these days, and it doesn't matter what you say. Like, there was a tweet a couple of weeks ago where this lady was going on this huge tirade, probably was 100 tweets or something, where she's talking about how like men are 100% responsible for unwanted pregnancies, and I was like, whoa, slow down. Slow down. The shit went viral, dude. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. So I replied back and I was basically like, I explained myself in a very kind of pragmatic perspective of no, if two adults are having consensual sex and they both decide not to use protection for whatever the fuck reason it is, they are 50-50 responsible. There is no such thing as not being responsible. Somebody's like, what about rape? I'm like, rape is a crime. If somebody comes and shoots me in the head with a gun, they are a murderer. Okay. It's like, you can't just like bring that in. Like, I was like, I was just losing my shit. And I came under attack for that, Sean, by all these people that are like, oh, you're just against women and this, that. I'm like, dude, I've been married for like 15 years. I got an 8-year-old son. My wife runs the show, Sean. My wife runs the show. She came up here right now, so get your ass off that computer. I would be like,
hey, dude, let me coming from a married man myself. I know, you know what I mean? Like I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like I love my wife to death.
Happy life, right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't want some problems. You coming through, babe? Let me hide my camera real quick. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna read some of these comments real quick. Let's see. Weed is a religion. Prove me wrong. I agree. Hail to the weed people. To be fair, just like some religions, weed is banned. So yeah, weed is a religion. I never considered that. Okay, that's a good point. I guess your religion can be really whatever you want it to be. Really, I feel like religion is just something like whatever it kind of does help you. I guess
a higher belief, or in this case, a high belief, right?
You're right. Is that? I like how you did that. All right. That was snappy. All right. Let me see. I'm a weekend. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to say the W. I just treat others the way I would want someone to treat me. It's just common sense. I don't think religions need to realize that. You know what? To some extent, I want to agree with you. You would think that religions shouldn't be needed to realize that, man. But some people need that to kind of coast them to be a better human, man. You know what I mean? Like some people need something to kind of hold on to just find that will, if you will. I don't understand how religions are put others in a box. Do what you do and do other things, even study multiple subjects. So, okay, like this video. This is great. Oh, hey, what's going on, Fox Mama? So, Tanner Does Tech, what's going on? Make sure y'all check out my brother Tanner Does Tech channel. He's a real cool guy. So, Sean, you say you don't understand how religion put others in a box. Okay, let me at least explain my side of it. And Barnacules, you can definitely feel free to explain yours. So, I feel like it puts people in a box, man, because most people, like some people, I'm not gonna say most, the people who are like this, how about that? Sometimes when they have an idea from their religion, let's just say, for example, some people may say, homosexuality is wrong, whatever. And they will if they feel like, hey, my religion is against that, then, what your lifestyle is wrong to me. So right there, that's putting you in a box because you can't. So what you're saying is if someone don't fit along these guidelines, then you cut off to it. That's putting yourself in a box. But Barnacules, what's your take on it?
You know what? You pretty much said exactly what I would say, and that is by you being a part of a religion and accepting the rules of that religion, you're basically handing over your free will to them by accepting everything that they believe collectively. Now, not all religions are like that. That's the one thing I do want to preface is there are people and Christian institutions that do believe in a lot of diversity. Like, for instance, my wife is religious. I know this is weird. She's Christian, and she goes to church. Yeah, she goes to church, and I think that's cool. And my son gets exposed to both sides to tell him what I think. She tells him what she thinks, and he gets to choose. And I'm going to love him the same no matter what he picks. I don't care. But they go to a church where it's like, women and men are equal. They get rid of all the shit in the Bible that talks, or at least New International, which is like the basis of the religion. They get rid of all the stuff that talks about women being, man's plaything, basically. And they get rid of all the crap in there about anything to do with like slavery or inhuman things. Do with anything that's considered hurting other humans or stoning them or capital punishment stuff. They just pull all that crap out, and all they keep is basically half the 10 commandments, which they shouldn't be commandments. I call them common sense, right? Like you're like, that's just shit you don't want to do unless you want to get killed by somebody. Like, don't do that stuff and you'll be fine. Right. But yeah, I believe that if you just blindly align yourself with a religion, and that's what I did for the first 20 years of my life. I was raised Christian. And it wasn't until I started studying all the other religions that it started raising red flags in my head. I was like, why is there so much contradiction throughout the world on this topic? It's like the only thing everybody agrees on is that there is a God, but some believe there's multiple gods. Some believe that Jesus was like the lesser brother. It's like there's all these like little different things, but they all kind of spout from like the same origins, which is like Dead Sea Scrolls from like way, way back. I mean, they found like little bits and pieces of like, paper, animal hide that's been tucked away for thousands of years that they pieced together and tried to translate into modern language. And I'm like, context had to have been lost on that shit, right? So like nobody has 100% answer of what God wanted, if that even was what God wanted, not what just like Frank was pissed off at home, like jotting down on some paper and shit because he's mad at his boss. We don't even know that, right?
That is a very, very good point. And what's funny is now like the new, I know you just said like the church your wife goes to, like the new church, like the way they're teaching religion now, like that's pretty much going to be like, that's going to be passed down, thousands and thousands of years from now, like as a new religion. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, we're making these stories. This is just a prime example of that. We're making these stories and we're just passing this on through time and just, creating new ones.
Yeah, and you have to latch on to new laws and new culture and take that into account too, because it's like no matter what you write in a Bible, after 2,000 years, it's not going to make any sense. Exactly. I mean, as weird as it sounds, like this is going to sound really fucked up, but just stick with me for a second. Okay. Let's say 2,000 years that like Nobody has consensual sex. Just everybody rapes each other in the future. That's like what everybody likes, men, women, whatever sixth gender there is by then. Everybody just be like full on, just everybody raping each other. They're going to look back at our Bible and be like, what the fuck? Right? Consensual sex? That's offensive. You know, we can't wrap our minds around that. And the reason why I use such an extreme example is just for that reason. So people are like, oh my God, what did Jerry just say? I'm like, no, but hear me out. Like, that's back in the day, people would look at the shit we do today and think it's equally fucked up, right? Like the fact that, like, you know, women are like walking around with a skirt on or something like that. Back then, they would have been like, what? Like that was a big part of Christianity, was modesty, right? And we've pretty much thrown that out the window. Which I'm
So 1 second, technically, T, just to burst your bubble real quick, mister. I have these conversations all the time with my wife when I am forest walking, so this is not new to me. Usually just to let you know, sativa enhances like focus, and I think indica does the creativity, one or the two, whatever. So I'm good. I'm a free thought right now, sir. Mind your business.
Yes, sativa's nice and smooth. Indica is a little bit like wild and super creative and bouncing.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
couch lock is what they call indica. You know what I mean? In the couch.
You know what? THC does almost nothing for me.
Really?
I've tried so many times. I've tried oils, I've tried edibles, I tried vaping, but I don't like smoke or vapor. I've tried it because I was like, shit, I got to find something, because for 8 years, dude, I've had to take oxycodone for my back. That's like the most demonized narcotic on the entire planet, right? It's like heroin, a label on the box basically, and your name written by a doctor. But you know, and I'm pretty open about everything that I do too. That's one thing you'll find if you go back and watch like my videos and my live streams and stuff. Everybody like thinks that you should hide shit, and I'm of the opinion that you shouldn't, because when everybody hides stuff, especially like people that get somewhat famous on the internet or famous in any media, really, people like to hunt for shit that is hidden, intentionally hidden, right? They like to poke, so it's like, if you want to find my address, Google that shit. You want to find my phone number, Google that shit. You want my social security number, it's on Pastebin. Like, I'm not going to worry about trying to be all anonymous and, you know, somebody like going and calling my pharmacy and like, you know, pretending to be me to figure out what my prescriptions are and shit. No, I'll just tell you what they are. Like, that's how I operate.
I get you. And this is why I'm the way I am on my channel, because I never want somebody, first of all, to, you know what I mean, to do all this mischievous stuff I gotta sit there and worry about. It's like, dude, I already said this. Or if they ever meet me in real life, something like that, I'm like, you know, I'm completely different than how I am. Like, it's no point in me doing that. Like, it's no point. If the point of me being a YouTuber is to be open, to be receptive, to just, you know what I'm saying, just be me without having these restraints that most corporate America, you know, you do. And I can honestly say, since I'm still in corporate America, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, being restrained and confined to do something like right now, you got to think about it, right? For anybody who has any type of entrepreneur spirit or just want to do something different, like, every day you go to work, you're going to work to make somebody else richer than yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I went into business for myself. You know, I've been self-employed for the last about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But the nice thing about it is I used to work for Microsoft for 15 years. I was a senior software developer, you know, biggest software company in the world, cranking out versions of Windows. But the difference was, when I was a YouTuber back then, I couldn't go on the internet and be like, fuck you, Microsoft, for stealing all our information. I couldn't do that. Whoa, Jerry, calm the fuck down. But now that I'm my own boss, it does give me, you know, the liberty to be able to say and do stuff like that, which I think is really, really nice. And it's hilarious because I actually had a friend that worked at Microsoft. This is years ago. This shit hasn't happened in years. But I had somebody that actually called into Microsoft, logged a complaint with HR, and it actually made it to not my manager, but his manager's manager, who was still at the company after I got laid off like years and years ago, trying to be fired because they thought I still worked there. And they like, because they saw a tweet that they didn't agree with that I said, and it made them pissed off to the point that they literally like went and found like Microsoft's phone number. They knew my name because I never hid them. My name's Jerry Berg. I made so they went and they're like, oh yeah, Redmond, this Jerry Berg guy, boy, he's doing all this shit on the internet, and I want him fired immediately. And it actually made it to my skip level manager, who was still at the company, and he just like sent a copy of it, laughing like, dude, what the fuck are these people doing on the internet? Like, and it was so blown out of proportion, it wasn't even funny. Like, it's under 140 characters, me basically just saying something about it was during the the irony was it was about the layoffs. It was about the layoffs at Microsoft. The dude like assumed that I wasn't a part of that tweet, that I was one of the laid off. And so he's like, oh, get this guy fired too for talking shit about this because he loved Microsoft and all this. I'm like, oh my God, people just take shit way too far.
Dude, like that's first of all, that's scary. You know what I mean?
I've had 2 SWAT attempts too, but I got those shut down. I got
what?
You know what swatting is, right?
Really?
Yeah, I've had. Well, the good news is a buddy of mine got swatted. I won't say who it is though, for his own personal protection. But he got swatted, and the police told him that he could prevent it from happening again by filling out this form with the police station and 911 dispatch. That'll basically label if anybody calls 911, they're like, "Hey, I'm Jerry Berg. I just killed my family. Come get me." You know, and try to pull that shit. It'll pop up on the screen and let them know that it's a person who's high risk for swatting, and they have to actually call n number of numbers. And you have to give them a password to call off the SWAT. If you don't get the call, you don't give them the password, then it goes, somebody be busting down your front door. But whenever I live stream and wherever I'm at, I always have like 2 or 3 different ways that they can contact me.
Yeah.
And twice they contacted me and I had to give them the password to call off the SWAT attempt. And both of them are active investigations right now. So,
dude, come on, man. That's here's the thing, that is too much. You know what I mean? Like, at what point? You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm stuck right now because it's like you had that much time, or you got that upset with someone that you wanted them to get swatted. And the thing is, man, sometimes, depending on the SWAT officer's mind at the time, you can get killed from that. You know what I mean? Like, you could be in your house, you're not expecting that. You maybe, I don't know, maybe you clean your gun at the time or something, Jerry. You feel what I'm saying? They're like,
yeah, because and this is the funny thing is, it's like not to play the whole race thing, but if the cops bust into your house, I'm sure you'd be a lot more scared than I am in the new model we got here.
Yeah.
And I mean, even from black officers too, right? It's just the mentality of the police are so shifted towards minorities, being this big ruckus. Let's just err on the side of caution. We can't do that when you're waving a gun at people.
Right.
Now, here's the problem with my house is it don't matter what color you are when it's a split-second decision. If somebody comes in the door, gun aimed, ready to fire, finger on the trigger, they're not going to be like calculating like what race and gender you identify with. They're going to just shoot your ass if they think you're a threat. And if I hear somebody banging on my front door, I'm going to go grab my AR-15. Exactly. That's not a good situation to be in when you got the SWAT team coming in the house. Exactly. So that's why I filled out all that paperwork to take care of it. But what's really disheartening is it'd be bad if it was just me, right? It'd be bad if they were just swatting me, but it's like, I have a wife who's like the most wonderful, caring, sweetest person you'll ever meet in your life. And I have an 8-year-old autistic son that if the police came in with a bunch of guns and shit, he wouldn't know what to do. He'd panic, freak out, and start screaming. He ain't going to do what they tell him to do.
Right.
And so that's why I had to be like so adamant about proactively protecting myself. And I'm glad I did because, twice people attempted it. And then after both attempts failed, they just gave up on it. So
let me hold on one second. Let me read some of these comments real quick before, because I got a question for you, because that's crazy. We got Fresh is missing. Yeah, I don't know why Fresh not here. Cottonelle, so the feds was hunting you. FBI open up. I'm making jokes. Dragon Ball Z cars. Nerdgasm gonna hit you with that chop cat. What the fuck? Sean, you better set up your passcode. I'm coming for you. What the fuck? Okay. So let me ask you this. At what point then, man, like, do you like, for me, I mean, even though you put that protection up, but the thing is, it goes to show you that people are willing to go to that extreme just to, prove a point to get back at you. At what point do you walk away from this and be like, is it worth it?
I've had that discussion with myself and my family multiple times. And luckily things like calmed down to the point where it's like, I wasn't having the crazy rapid growth. A lot of other people were getting up there faster than me. So I just kind of like sat back and relaxed and just kind of focused on like the technology and stuff and didn't do so much edgy stuff anymore, like stuff that would piss people off, right? Because the stuff that people were coming after me for was just silly disagreements on stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Now I just, reviewing technology, I don't think anybody's going to swap me just because I happen to think the Razer phone's cool, but it's shaped like a fucking brick and doesn't fit in your pocket very well. It's like, I don't think people are going to come after me for stuff like that. So I did tone it down a notch in that respect. But when I live stream, it's still no holds barred. And the only reason that it's that way is because I figured out how to properly deal with the swatting. If I still didn't like have that properly dealt with, and I thought that was a realistic concern, I would not be streaming today. I would have walked away from it a long time ago. So it's because of that document with the police. And I also know my police force. I recommend that any YouTuber or anybody that has any level of fame or infamy on the internet, go to your local police department, literally tell them the situation, tell them that you have a lot of people on the internet that interact with you. You have a lot of people that are pissed off that might try to lash out and do shit. And they will be all too happy to walk you around and just get you familiar, like just face familiarity with the other officers that are there. Like in my town, we have last time I went down there and met them, we had like 12 officers that were there. And I actually walked around and I shook their hand and met each one of them. I filled out a little piece of paperwork that I gave them that basically explained what I do and my address where I'm located, so they know that if they're responding to anything at that house, there's a high probability of it being, unless it's medical or something. So I went through all those steps to like make it safe enough for me that I no longer found it a concern. And people doxing me and coming to the house and stuff, all that stuff kind of stopped happening when I stopped trying to hide it. Right? Because people want to know stuff because other people don't know it. Knowledge is power, right?
I get you.
So if everybody's got my phone number, like I had a guy call me once. He calls me on the phone. He's like, is this Jerry? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I found your phone number on the internet, and I just wanted to call you and let you know, that your phone number's on the internet. You've been doxxed. And I was like, dude, my phone number's been on the internet for like ever. This is no big deal. I just thought you might want to know, so I was calling you. I was like, okay, hey, that's cool. Thanks for that, but don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
And after that, I didn't get a lot more calls. I think I've unplugged my phone maybe 3 times for a day my entire YouTube career. And one of those times was I was harassing the Indian tech support scammers, because that's another thing I love to do. And I fucked with them, and they ended up like war dialing my house, where basically they just would dial the phone over and over and over again for hours and hours and hours. So I couldn't do an outgoing call. And every time I answered, I'd be like, Jerry, this is you, sleep with one eye open. We're gonna kill you in your sleep. And I'd be like, okay, enough of this shit. Called the police. They came to my house, answered the call, and like scared them off. But other than that, yeah, I'm not too worried about any of that stuff now, because I've made myself less of a golden egg, right? It's like, find pie, go find somebody else who's like famous and wants to be hidden. I'm already out there. Like if you find me, I'm like this shitty Topps card that nobody wants to trade, right? It's like they printed 5 million of it. It's like it's not interesting because I don't make it interesting.
Hold on 1 second. For real, this is the difference between US and UK. Guns ain't major here like that. Feds don't move with guns at all. Kind of crazy to get my head around it. Trying to be nice. Yeah, dude. That's good. That is, but dude, in America, you got to keep in mind this. It's a business. First and foremost, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. They would jail.
Like, I don't want to walk by.
They would jail your ass for a Nazi pug meme, though. That's crazy. People don't do things just to make a point. It's more of a force to validate their ideals.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm with you on that, Sean. Yeah, I'm fucking with you on that one. I enjoy Barnacules Street. He's a sexy beast.
Who's that?
Win 76.
Yeah, I know Wen 76. She's basically my official stalker.
Okay. Hey, did this?
we love Wen 76 though. She says some crazy shit that makes me laugh all the time.
At first, I was kind of hoping that she was gonna be like, "Yeah, that's just my wife fucking around," but she's like legit stalker.
My legit stalker, but in a good way. She's my good stalker. She's a reliable stalker that doesn't actually like take my kidneys and shit. But
okay, shout out to you, Win 76 for coming through. Then, Love Tech, I've asked you to choose your words carefully, because tell Jerry Keiko is this. I'm assuming Jerry Keiko or Keiko.
For what?
Your screen. No, he said tell. I'm assuming he's saying tell you that he's in the stream.
He's in the stream?
Yeah, Jerry Keiko or Jerry Keiko. I guess, do you know him?
No, I don't.
Tell Jerry. Okay, anyway. I'm sorry. He want me to tell you Keiko. That's his name. Keiko. Do you know somebody named Keiko or Kiko?
Kiko. Yeah. UZP? Is it UZP?
Yes.
Yep. I know exactly who that is.
Okay, he's in here. He wanted to, I guess, say what's up.
Awesome.
My bad. I am.
I think it's a woman. I think it's. Let me see. Hold on. Come on, brain. Come on, pull it out. Because I actually know. I know her real name. I think it's Keiko.
Keiko. Yes, this is actually how it's spelled. Kayko. She is your moderator. Okay, UZP. Yes. What's up? Thanks for coming through, showing love. So anyway, yeah, I was reading that name all wrong. I am definitely walking through the forest heavy right now. Super high. Fox Mama says, "What's up?"
Hey, what's up, Fox Mamba?
Yeah, dude, she's like awesome, dude. Like she is. I love her. Awesome channel.
I got all the ladies following me. I mean, just look at this. Look at this, bro. You know, if you had some boobies in the vagina, you couldn't leave this alone. Let's just be honest.
And dude, it's funny too, because I was watching. You had a video when you were climbing like a mountain or whatever, and you were showing how much sweat you had on you and shit. I was like, hats off to you, Mike.
I did that, dude. I still can't believe I did that. But I was basically high as fuck doing that whole thing too. So my life, like that's the only reason I made it up there alive.
Yeah, dude. I at least try to work out at least like 3 to 5 times a week. You know what I mean? Just so I can you know, just kind of get the heartbeat pumping. And, you know, like I got a family history with fucked up genetics, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to just escape that shit now. So
I know that all too well because I've got my fair share of problems.
Yeah, so you know, but like when I smoke and I go run, dude, it's like I forget that I'm running. I'll be so high, you know what I mean? I'm not even paying attention, so it helps. Like
it's a fun topic, but a lot of people, and this is a topic that, you know, we may want to get into some detail at some point. And that is a lot of people that haven't tried stuff, like people that haven't even drank a beer, they haven't gotten high, they haven't taken any kind of prescription medication. I almost feel like they all have the worst case scenario, like in their head is the common scenario. You know what I mean? Like as far as like judging other people, like everybody tells me like, dude, before I did this stream, I took what equivalent to 20 milligrams of oxycodone. That's 4 times what they'd probably give you if you had surgery or something like that. Right. And do I look like I'm like,
definitely a lot?
Do I look strung out like I'm going to go like kill a bunch of people and shit and like reefer madness or whatever? No. No, I don't get why people think that that's the case. Same thing when first time I ever tried weed, I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna be a high as 5 floater. No, like a 30-minute TV show seemed like it went on for 2 hours and I laughed a bunch. Like it was like nothing.
Dude, you know, most people like they speak on what they don't know and they kind of just go off propaganda. And that can be that same theory, that same method right there can be applied to stereotypes. You know what I mean? When you don't understand something, you're getting it from an ignorant place. You know, that's usually what you tend to latch onto for some dumb reason, and you stick with it. You know what I mean? So it's dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Elon, you saw what happened with old Elon Musk, right?
Right.
He goes to join with Joe Rogan, and the fucking stock just like plummets, and it's all over the media. And I'm like, but if he had been on that show, just like drinking scotch and shit, like getting just plastered shit faced on alcohol, like nobody think nothing of it.
You know, it's funny the shit people come together for. Like they come together because he smokes weed, or they come together and like I've seen people make tweets, not tweets, GoFundMes for one of the Jenners to get them $1 billion. So donate to get them $1 billion. I've seen shit like that. I've seen
to be fair, I did one for a diamond pizza that raised like $800 to give.
But okay, even with that, I found a problem with that is because people would come together for something as stupid.
Right. It's like stupidity is the worthwhile and funny thing now. It's like it's not even about humor being humorous. It's just how fucking ridiculous is it? That's what makes it funny, right?
Dude, you got people who get thousands. I bullshit you not. There's an Instagram page that has thousands of followers because he posts a plunger every day. A plunger.
Well, do you know who Ricky Berwick is? Do you follow him?
No, name sounds familiar though.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, if Ricky, he's a good friend of mine. Go on Twitter one of these times. Follow Ricky Berwick. He's got some kind of a genetic mutation. I don't know what it is, but it's like his arms are like really thin and bound up, and he has to use a mobility scooter to get around. But the guy goes hard, dude. Like his shit that he posts is so fucked up. Like, I mean, he'll put cookies down his pants and shit, rub them on his butt cheeks, and eat them. And he'll make these like little skits and shit that you're just like, what the fuck? He literally went from, I think when I followed him 8 months ago, I think he had like 100 followers. Now he's got hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter and over 1 million on YouTube. He went blowing by me, dude. Like I had 50,000. He got 1 million subs in the time it took me to get like 40,000. And it's because I love his shit. It is so wild and it just catches you off guard. Fuck, he was even on Tosh.0. You know that show Tosh.0? They put him on there.
Like, what the? You're right. Because you even see that shit in the news. What the most ignorant thing you can find just again. I feel like humans sometimes like seeing how dumb we've become. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like the movie Idiocracy. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But
my favorite movie, hands down, that is my favorite movie.
I can definitely see us going there like almost now. You know what I mean? Trump is definitely Terry Crews, without a doubt. You know what I mean?
Camacho.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he really thinks plants need electrolytes to grow. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see us going down that path, dude. Like, no, without fucking doubt. I heard Rambo die and the Undertaker. Oh, you talking about some wrestling? So I don't fucking wrestling. Someone verify this. He did. So, okay.
Wrestling. I don't get what wrestling's all predetermined still, isn't it?
Dude, yeah. You know, I start. Believe it or not, bro. Believe it or not.
Here we go.
There are some people who really like you know, like they understand that it's for sure, or whatever, but they like love wrestling. Like I got friends that's damn near close to my like 30s. You feel what I'm saying? And they like, dude, I'm not missing wrestling. Like what? Like you're telling me you're about to turn the TV on right now. Look at these men in spandex and oil and wet and just throw each other around, and you're like, yeah, let me watch that.
Turn the Super Bowl off, Sean. They would turn off the Super Bowl to flip it over and see like what Roddy Piper's doing or something. You know,
right.
It's like, wow.
So okay, so 1 second. Fresh Tech TV wants me to talk on the Kanye meet with Trump thing. So here's the thing, Fresh Tech and Barnacules, because I don't know if you familiar with the situation or not, but if you are, feel free to chime in. Here's the thing, Fresh Tech. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just gonna put it like this. I'm not 100% sure what he went in there to really discuss. You know what I mean? But I will say he looks like an idiot for the way he's doing it. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of proud of being like this token, but it's Kanye, bro. You know what I mean? I don't really take either thing with celebrities. I don't really take celebrities serious. You know what I mean? I don't look at them for political figures. You know what I mean? Like
don't take them serious.
I don't see, like when I see Kanye West, I'm not looking for him to kind of make that change to kind of push the envelope. I don't see him. I don't see artists for that. I see him for what he is. He makes good music every now and then. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't see him no more than just an entertainer. And I feel like people put these entertainers in such a on a level, it's like, well, why would you put them there in the first place? You feel what I'm saying?
Dude, that's how we got our president, right? He was on like one of the most famous reality TV shows of all time.
Right.
And familiarity, people are like, oh, this dude's a badass power boss who like knows how to fire people when he needs to and be successful. It's like, that was a scripted TV show. A lot of people don't realize that was a heavily scripted TV show. And, you know, but yeah, no, people put celebrities up on a pedestal. But let me tell you this about John. So front page tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know John. John's a good friend of mine. I know him in real life. He actually used to be the editor for Chris Pirillo way back in the day. He's the sweetest, nicest guy ever. And if you go back and watch his old videos, he's exactly that person. Just, you know, really, really mild humor, not really going off the deep end. But I will tell you right now, he was stagnant forever. And when he started just kind of like hitting hard by accident, just because he was frustrated, it took off because people gravitate to drama. So don't, when you see somebody online, like I have to believe that even somebody like Keemstar, you even got to know who Keemstar is, right?
Yeah,
like
I do.
Avoid that guy on the internet. The shit he does online and fucking with people and causing drama and stuff, I don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit. The guy's even come at me a couple of times and caused me quite a bit of problems in the past. But I will tell you this, everybody I've talked to that has ever met him in person says that he's actually a really cool dude and a really chill guy. And everybody I know that knows him personally, like on a close friendship level, all say, like even his best friend back in the day, Brian, was like, oh no, he's really good with his kid. He's super, super patient with her. He's really chill when he's not doing the crazy drama routine. And I kind of, and it's hard for me to convince myself in my head that this might be true because we only know what we see. You know, we only know what these people show us. You know, Keemstar, he's this guy that will fucking take anybody down. He'll go toe to toe with anybody online, whether he's right, wrong, or otherwise, just to prove a point. And then you got people over on the other side, like Front Page Tech, who's like, you know, he's going to be really confident in how he approaches something, even to the point of arrogance.
Yeah, but, you know what's funny though, when I had him on my live stream, man, because I even said on my, he may be cool as shit, but on his channel he comes off arrogant, which he knows, like, and that was the truth. Like, yeah, I come off arrogant on my channel, but like,
knows
absolutely cool as shit though. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoyed that live stream with him. I had Lover Tech on the live stream. Like, it was like, he's cool as shit. You know what I mean?
I love hanging out with him in real life. Like, the dude is, even every interaction I've ever had with him in real life, even online, even to this day, like through DMs and stuff that's not seen publicly, super chill, super humble guy. But he just realized that in order to build a business, which it is his full-time job, right? That's what he does. In order to build a business and to be able to employ an editor and to be able to do all that stuff, he has to, you know, take it up a notch. You know,
so question, when did you decide to do this full-time, right? When was like, you know, did you have money saved up, or did you just literally go out there on a limb and just say, fuck it, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm incredibly lucky. Sean, I am super, super fortunate with what happened. Microsoft the thing that got me to do it full time was unfortunate, but the end result was, and that is when I worked at Microsoft for 15 years and I was a senior software developer there, I was very high paid. I mean, when I worked at that company, my salary plus bonus and everything every year was about $250,000 to $350,000. I was like balling, dude. Like, and I was a kid that grew up really poor. And I talk about this in my life story video. If you guys want like an hour of me just like 100 miles an hour telling you about everything from the time my mom popped me out of her cooter all the way to now, go watch that video. Sorry about the visual there, Sean. Sorry about that.
It's not good.
But when Microsoft laid me off, it was completely unexpected. But the one thing that was lucky about it was Microsoft gave me a severance package in the form of 1 year's pay. They just gave me another year's pay, just here, take a year, and they gave me a year of benefits, which you know as well as I do, the whole Obamacare thing costs a lot. It's
dude, let me tell you something. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. I had to go shop somewhere else because my job. And what's crazy is, man, you know, just real quick, I got spoiled because at my last job, I was only paying like $70 for me and the family.
Right.
You know I mean? I wasn't paying nothing. But this new job I got here, they don't really put that much into the medical. So they were trying to say $600 per check. I said, oh, no.
Yeah. No. My insurance plan that I hold right now for me and my wife and my son, to have a decent amount of coverage, even with a ridiculous copay. My copay is like $500 or $1,000 per like ER visit. And then for like doctors and shit like that, I have to pay out of pocket up to like $6,000 per calendar year before they even kick in anything. But it's the only.
So you gotta pay $6,000 per, but you gotta pay $6,000 because that's your deductible, right? $6,000. Right.
Yeah, that's per person in my household. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. Like I almost never use the insurance, and people are like, "Well, why do you have insurance?" Well, because all it takes is one time me go into the ER, and that's a $60,000 or $100,000 bill, and I'm ruined.
Dude, so, yeah. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, to kind of have that gamble. But it's like, you know what I mean? So for example, man, I know a person who makes $95K a year, but because her husband is sick, she has to, you know, she has to have insurance, but that's coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what, like 18 grand a year that she got. I'm sorry, more than that. Yeah. And she got to pay, including the deductibles. That's like around 25 a year off your salary already. So that drops you down to 70.
Yeah, people don't realize that when you go full time into business for yourself, you can't just make what you made it work.
Right.
You have to actually make a lot more than that. And a lot of people don't realize too that the taxation is different. Also have to look at it from the perspective of everybody that's paying you is giving you all the money. They're not taking taxes out. Like nobody in this business takes tax, and PayPal ain't taking taxes out. So they report that shit to the IRS then the year, and the IRS is like, well, you owe us, you know, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah.
If that catches you off guard. And I've seen it happen to a lot of YouTubers that did this full time where they're just thinking, well, I'm so used to going to work and just getting a paycheck and having taxes taken out at the end of the year. I just get something from the IRS as, oh, they either owe me $2,000 or I owe them $2,000. Right. And it's like, no. Now the IRS comes at you and they're like, you owe us this much. And then they're like, oh, you have to pay quarterlies in this amount based on because you performed this year at this level, we expect you to perform the same the next year. So then you have to pay quarterlies based on that. I mean, you know the story. It's a big old ass.
Dude, it's even what's funny is, man, what I be trying to tell people too sometimes too, because they like, you know, when you tell somebody how much you make, like friends, whatever, they're like, oh man, you make a lot. Like, dude, you gotta think about it. It's like depending on how much you make, when you enter that different tax bracket, it's a different story. It is a different story. You know what I mean? Sometimes like the middle class is just like,
yeah, I have people tell me I'm rich all the time, but I'm like, I'm still spending more money a month just in bills and stuff than I'm making right now. And it's like,
so you don't get like crazy sponsors, man. Like, I mean, I know you say you don't, but it's like, I feel like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, like Fame, Big Grapevine, you don't use none of them to kind of get, you know, those big checks.
No, and I need to. That's the thing. That's the thing is honestly, I need to. A lot of people look at me and it's like, oh, that's really cool. You don't take sponsors. And it's like, well, I have to stop doing that because I'm killing myself. I'm watching everybody else in the tech space blowing up and taking off. Because here's the thing a lot of people don't realize too is when you get a sponsor, it's not just about the money that sponsor gives you. It's them exposing you to their audience. Like, for instance, Logic, because I've had sponsors like long time ago in the past. Like when I was first growing on YouTube, sponsors helped me grow really rapidly. And then I kind of got away from them because I was like, I want to be able to go trash talk Microsoft. And it's hard to do that in the tech industry when everybody's got a hand in Microsoft's pocket, right?
Right.
So I kind of backed away from it. But no, that's where all the money comes from in this, honestly. Like ad revenue on YouTube, I'd be lucky if I see $1,000 a month in ad revenue from YouTube. Now, a lot of people
I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that. I don't make, dude, I'm not surprised by that. Okay. I've been, you know, doing this long enough to know like this, you know what I mean? Yeah. YouTube is not where you make the money. at all. You need to go get yourself sponsored. So me, I'm in the marketing business. I'm a marketing manager. So like I kind of usually know how to like get deals and shit to kind of help me out. You know what I mean? But like even right now, like I signed a contract. The thing is what I was kind of struggling with, kind of like what you said, is like if I start taking this money from these bigger corporations, it's kind of like me, you know, being like in a tux. I mean, you know, pretty much dancing the same dance, but at the same token, it's like the whatever little things that I'm conforming to, whatever little adjustments I'm making, is to make me more rich though this time versus the adjustment I have to do for somebody else making them rich. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if I'm gonna make a sacrifice, I'd rather do it for myself.
Yeah, the biggest mistake that I ever made was listening to people every time they called me a sellout. That was a word that got thrown around a lot early on in my career. It's like I did a sponsorship with Kamigami Robots that made these really cool robots. And I actually seeked them out. They didn't contact me. I seeked them out because I was like, dude, my kid's going to love these like little robots that run around and they're controlled by your phone. Yes. And I was like, oh, these things are cool. Shot a video. I even said in the video at the beginning, I said, you know, this is a sponsored video. Because, you know, I adhere to all the rules of the FCC. Even before that, before they had that rule, I was telling people, this is a sponsored video. But I still gave my honest opinion. I still said the things that I didn't like about it. And at the end of the video, you know, the company was like, oh, man, we really love that you did this video. This is awesome. I got our product out there. I think the video got like 400,000 or 500,000 views. But the comments were like, you're a sellout. You're a sellout. Nothing you said in this video is true. You know, you're just, and I'm like, so you're just going to, just because this company sponsored me on this video, even though I seek them out, and even though I even explicitly said that I was going to be honest in my review. And I always say that. And the cool thing is you don't have to say that anymore. It used to be that companies would come at you and be like, we want you to do this review. You got to hit these talking points. You can't talk badly of the product. You can't say anything. Now they can't. It's illegal. The FCC, they cannot influence your review, even if they pay you.
I didn't know that.
Your wording has to be, this is the cool thing about it, is like you can change your wording in the video to be like, what do they call it? Like, don't take a side, basically, right? Neutral. Right. You can use neutral wording if you want. But yeah, if you make a video and a company pays you, you know, 5 or 10 grand and you're like, holy shit, I love this product. It's the best thing I've ever used. And you don't mention at the beginning that this is an advertisement or this is a commercial for so-and-so.
Yeah.
You're fucked. The FCC will come and like take you down for that. And they've been gunning for a lot of people doing that shit. So now companies won't even ask you to say stuff positive because they don't want to be implicated. They're just like, want an honest and fair review.
You know, it's funny though, what kills me about people who say that about YouTubers and stuff like that. It's like, yo, you won't even like want to donate to their channel on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? Like, how do you expect YouTubers to like this stuff is not cheap, man? Like the cameras, the lenses, you know, the stuff we back like this stuff is not cheap at all. Like at all. I found that out the hard way this year because I've been buying like a lot of equipment and dude, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? A lens
best though, right? I mean,
you know what I mean? So I hate when people say it's like, yo, if you're not gonna pay that YouTuber or kind of like subscribe to them and join like they whole monthly thing, then shut up. Like people gotta eat too. You know, like YouTube's gotta work. It's not like we can just. It's not like YouTube is paying us so much money that it's like we don't need that. This is not the old days anymore.
No, YouTube that was entirely like when I first started on YouTube, I made more money a month on YouTube when I had 100,000 subscribers than I do right now with almost 1 million. That's how much things have gone down. When I first started and I was getting really like when I hit my first 100,000 subs, I want to say the CPM was $32 at one point. That's $32 per 1,000 people that watch your video.
Right.
My CPM now is under $3 currently because of the types of ads that they're going to run on my videos. The videos they decided they're not going to run ads on. It's like it's really between supply and demand and adpocalypse and everything. It's really crushed that. So people rely on subscription revenue and direct support and things like that. And the cool thing is I actually prefer that, to be honest. I think that it's really cool that you can do something like create a Patreon. And my Patreon, for instance, I have, I think, 299 people over there that are patrons, right? And that it's not enough revenue to live on. You have to have multiple revenue sources. I tell that to anybody that if you ever think you're going to be a full-time live streamer or a full-time YouTuber and that's all you're going to do and you're going to make a great living, wrong. Unless you're that 1%, you know, unless you're like that major football player that, you know, gets his $40 billion contract first time out, it's not going to happen. What you need to do is have affiliates. You need to have direct support. You need to have multiple ways for direct support. You need to have a subscription-based model. You have to sell merchandise. You know, you have to have all these little things because at the end of the day, when you put them all together, then you end up having a livable wage at some point.
At some point,
I can tell you right now, I know you ain't making no livable wage. Not even close. You're out of pocket on a lot of this stuff.
So, without a doubt. So right now, I could just be I'm perfectly honest. Like YouTube, I usually bring in a month between 1 to 150, depending if that's the 150 is a good month. You know what I mean? Like, but it's no higher than that. But that's usually just covering maybe me getting some more batteries for my, the wireless Rhodes mic I got, or the Adobe Premiere Pro suite that I gotta pay, $50 a month for. You know what I'm saying? So like that money is like, it's not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I keep it there. I do put the advertisements there, but honestly, if I turned it off, it's not like I'll be missing anything.
Yeah. Well, there's
being perfectly honest.
There's two different types of YouTubers and streamers. Those are the ones that do it as a hobby, and those ones do it as a career. Now, let me be clear. Even the people that do it as a hobby have every right to make money and to realize the dream and to get paid. Okay, because that's a huge motivator. A lot of people are like, if you love doing it, you should just do it. No, fucking Metallica said it best, right? It's like they don't make music just because they enjoy it. They make music because it makes them a shitload of fucking money and allows them to do cool stuff that they want to do. So they make more music because they're like, make more music, get more money. It basically becomes an inspiration, a drive, and a motivation. And people that have something as a hobby, having that is just going to make them better, make them get better camera equipment and produce a better production for you to see in the end. So I don't care if you're a hobby or you're a full-time person, you need to be able to make a living without people like harassing you and saying it's wrong. Now, the flip side a little bit is if you're doing it full-time, there is no way for you to just be 100%. I'm just going to get online and just say my spiel and make a living out of the box. You're up against and competing with way too many people.
Every day a new YouTuber either comes out, for the most part, it's like kids.
So you have to make compromises, and those compromises usually are in the form of sponsorships, because sponsorships give you two things. Sponsorships give you rapid growth, because every time you make a video for a sponsor, and to be clear here, sponsorship doesn't mean that the company is paying you directly. This could be the company's just sending you a product for review, like this Razer phone or something. If Razer sent this to me for review, I wouldn't even accept money from them, because I refuse to do paid reviews anymore. Kamigami Robots was the only one I ever did. I didn't like the way that it went. It just felt, even though I was critical of the product, I still didn't like that I was paid for it. But I'm not saying nobody else should be. As long as they're stating it and being honest and forthright with it, I have no problem with that. But me personally, it's like sponsorships get me stuff that I can review, that I'm not having to pay out of pocket, that I can be brutally honest on because it's a review sample and I owe that company no allegiance whatsoever. I also like that sponsorships, they will take and retweet that video out to their hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. And that like instantly grows you. Like that's why you'll see a lot of the big YouTubers, like Linus Tech, for instance, everything he does is sponsored in some way.
Everything.
Used to say that sponsorships were stupid, and back in the day, he used to ride me a little bit to some extent when I do a sponsorship and be like, yeah, no, I don't believe in that. Fuck that. Samples and review products are okay, but don't take money for it. Don't do this. And now he does, sponsored 30-second pre-roll in like every video, because needs that, because look where he's grown to. He's got a studio, he's got multiple employees, he's shooting super high quality content on super high quality equipment. He's got audio,
he has a production team, you know what I mean, for the most part.
Exactly. And I've been down to his place multiple times in the studio, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome. And he had to take that step to do it. Like, he wasn't going to do that just by making the content that he was making originally, because it's just not going to attract enough people that are going to come in and help and support. It's not. So you have to weigh the ethics of the whole thing.
I agree. So hold on one second. I disagree. Once you've made it, you don't need to keep increasing your needs to then complain you can't eat. So let me explain. Let me address that real quick. So Mari, is people, you can't really say what somebody can or shouldn't do, like if you're not in that situation, right? For example, like at one point in time when I was only making like 20 grand a year, the stuff I was doing, I was making 50 grand a year. I said I shouldn't, I wouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? And the stuff I made at 50 grand to what I make now, I said, I would never do that, and I'm doing it now. You know what I mean? I know you're talking about Linus mostly, but it's just more so. It's like it's hard to really say that if you're not like in that particular situation, right? Because we could all say like, if I got $1 million, I would never do that, and then you get $1 million and you like, oh damn, I can't believe I did that. You know what I mean? You just, because the person you are, like I tell people, like, the person you are, when you're 18, it's not the person you are when you're 21. The person you are when you're 21, it's not gonna be the person you are when you're 25. So like your mind is always rapidly growing and evolving, and your experiences shape how you're gonna see something. So, and if you making like $2 million a year, you know, like, oh man, I need to have this gazebo in my house. You know what I mean? Like I need to have that. So you just never know, man. So Barnacules, what advice would you give to YouTubers then? Even though you've done them before, like how do you even go about getting sponsored videos. So some people say FameBit and Grapevine doesn't work for them as much. You know what I mean? They're like, you know, they saying it's like almost like hungry hippos. You know what I mean? So is there any other place that you would recommend that, or strategy that YouTubers use to go get that?
For me, because I haven't done like direct sponsorship stuff in a long time, I'm not really up to date who the best one is, but it doesn't hurt to have a middleman. And what I mean is like a marketing director, somebody who's going to come in and give you brand deals and give you stuff. I recommend doing pre-rolls. I think that's the best like way to balance between being able to make a video where you get to just do 100% what you want, but also still get the support of the company by running a commercial. And it's no different than if YouTube ran the commercial before your video. You're choosing what it is, which means you have control over it. And the other thing is, don't accept sponsorships from anybody that doesn't align with you and your audience and what you're trying to do. Like if I go to your commercial and I start seeing like tampon, you know, pre-roll, oh, I use Tampax and stick it in my nose and in my butt and stuff. Like I'm not interested, Sean. So try to make it relevant to your stuff. Like the tech YouTubers, you know, they'll talk about, you know, phones and new graphics cards and motherboards and shit like that. It makes sense. And the cool thing about having somebody handle that is the middleman in the beginning. Once you get to a size like me, technically, I wouldn't even really work with companies like that. I would just go direct to the companies. That's what I do. All the big companies have marketing teams. And if you do a little digging, you can find their marketing guy. You find their marketing guy, you send him a letter that basically says what he can expect his return on investment to be. That is critically important.
I already have a proposal letter for the most part. I already got one formed up, and I send them out rapidly. You know what I mean? I do that because like something I learned from marketing, just being in corporate America, period. And it's like most people just want to see numbers. You know what I mean? They don't care about how cool your channel is. They don't care about
numbers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, when I come to these people, I'm like, look here, this is my fan base, this is my reach, this is how many impressions you can expect. After looking at my analytics and Amazon affiliate links, this is the probability of how many people will buy your stuff. So you got this much of a percentage of return on your investment. You know what I mean? This is your ROI. You know what I mean? If
it makes perfect sense to them after reading it, you have a much higher chance of them contacting you back.
Yes.
And even if they don't contact you back, they'll put you in the Rolodex because they'll be like, this is somebody who gives us a reliable set of information. And that's and a lot of people get really upset and frustrated because they're like, I hate it how all the big YouTubers get all this free shit. Well, first of all, it's not free. Okay, it's not free. That company is sending it to us with the expectation that we're going to shoot, edit, and publish a video to our channel. Production. And that video we post, people might not like it. We might suffer backlash. There's a lot of shit that can happen between agreeing to make a video and the end of the video being published. And people just completely dismiss that. Like, well, if I got shit for free, I'd make a video, you know, I'd make a video too or do that. But it's like your video that wouldn't reach an audience. They're paying for your audience. They don't think you're cool. Sean, when the company comes to you and they're like kissing your ass and blowing the sunshine, John, I fucking love what you're doing, bro. I love how you're keeping it real, man. I love how you're using the gangster talk. No, that's the sunshine cannon. What they're saying is realize that your last video you made got 100,000 views. And if we do the math and we give you a product that's $50 and you do a video on it and it reaches 100,000 people, they would have had to pay $20,000 to get Google Analytics to do the same thing. So they're just being cheap asses that are blowing up your skirt, you know, but that's how business works.
And that's the truth, man, to be perfectly honest. But because the thing is, even when I do receive the product, because there's cases where I've gotten products, man. I didn't even waste my time. Like I've gotten like so many shitty products where like there's a lot of products that I've gotten here. I'm like, why did I even ask for this? Why did you even send me this in the first place? You know this didn't work. Why did you expect me for you to give me a good review on that? And it's like some of these people, man, I've been just straight telling them like, look, if you review this product or even do anything with this channel, it might have to be some type of compensation. Like, but I'm going to be honest within my video. You know what I mean? I'm letting you know that now. If you still need to review it so you can get my reach, and I tell them in this email, like, I know this is a business, okay? So I know you're more so interested in my reach. Your product isn't even worth anything to me. So you can pay me this much and they can still get this much of a reach. And this is a potential ROI you would have off this video. But other than that, you know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, honestly, even with those sponsor videos, man, sometimes it can like totally bomb you. You know what I mean? Like I had a video.
It can hurt you, man.
Yeah, I had just signed the contract with that company, dude, and they had sent me Super Nintendos. You know what I mean? And I was so embarrassed because like that video didn't do anywhere near what my other videos normally do. You know what I mean? Like this video, even now, didn't even hit 100 views, and I was like so surprised. And I think just because like the way it was released, YouTube kind of it got messed up and stuck somewhere. It didn't release the way I wanted it to.
Totally.
But the problem is like, you know, I had just told this company like, hey, you can expect this and that. And it's like the first video you get, it's like shit. You know what I mean? So it's people just really think YouTube is just kind of like cut and dry and easy, but if you really run like a business, it's not.
It's a stressful business. It's a really stressful business because not only are you trying to expose products and stuff to people while still keeping your integrity, which, you know, that's a fine line for a lot of people. Yes, for me, it's killed my revenue stream because that's why I primarily don't take sponsors. Only recently have I even started considering taking pre-rolls, because pre-rolls I don't consider a big deal, because a pre-roll is like today's video sponsored by, you know, Thor's shitty plastic camera.
That's like a TV commercial to me. Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%.
Expect that. That's not you endorsing the product. That's you making the product, giving product awareness in exchange for sponsorship for the real content, the real meat and potatoes of the video. And that's why I don't do like sponsored videos where it's like, oh, we want a positive review on, you know, this Dodge Viper diecast toy because you made a successful Dodge Viper review video. Here, we'll give you $10,000 to do it. I'm like, no, back the fuck up. I don't do that. Like, there are channels though where the people do that, but the people watch their content not for the product review, but they like the personality and the delivery. You know, it's like you watch late night TV and Conan's like, oh, you know, he does some joke like, man, this shitty fucking AT&T phone doesn't work. What a piece of shit. And AT&T's just sitting there like, home run. You know, they're like, yes, Conan said our name. So it's like, because there's no bad publicity when you're trying to get a name out there. And AT&T isn't like, oh, we don't give a shit if it starts a shitstorm on the internet and everybody says they hate us. That publicity is going to grow to a lot of people knowing who we are and then coming and making their own conclusion. And that's what they're looking at.
You know, that's why I was laughing so hard when I had I got the shitstorm I got from the John Prosser video, whatever. I'm like, despite what people were saying, I said my name's in their mouth. At the end of the day, they're mentioning me. You know what I mean? Like a
growth spurt from it.
Yeah, I did. You know what I mean? My views, especially in my views alone, I have got more followers on Twitter because of that. I got a few more followers. So it's like, you know, you say all this and all that, man. I said, but technically, it's bad. There's no such thing as bad publicity. People, they're talking about me. You know what I mean? Like, I rung a bell somewhere.
You know what? Circling back just on one thing you said earlier about the comments, the visceral comments, and how you know, people just like dogpile on that shit.
Yeah.
I used to delete really bad comments. Like if there's a comment that's like, I'm going to read.
I do that now.
Done. I delete that shit. Not anymore. I don't. I leave it all. I don't care if the comment is like, you are the most privileged white piece of shit. I hope you fucking die and your family dies. So I get stuff like that. I leave it now. You know why I leave it? Because SEO is determined by engagement. Engagement is the number of comments, not the quality of comments, the number of comments on the video. Now, if somebody leaves a comment saying, I fucking hate you, and it gets 100,000 people to reply to him with the middle finger, that just boosted my SEO dramatically. When I stopped deleting negative comments, I instantly, within about 2 weeks, saw a spike in my growth. And the viewership of those videos also saw a spike because everybody that was responding to that video defending me because of that comment, these are people that otherwise may never have commented on the video. They were like, oh, I like this video, move to the next video. They were like, they slammed on the brakes and commented. So now everybody that's a part of their Google Plus and follows them on social media sees, oh, somebody liked that video. Oh, somebody saw that they commented on that video. It's all extra. So it's not always negative to have negative stuff.
You're right. And honestly, what's funny is I even control my jobs, Google Analytics, and like go through the trainings and AdWords and stuff like that. So you're definitely right. It's just,
it's hard though. It's hard, dude.
It's hard, dude. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like,
okay, let me give you an analogy, okay? The whole race thing, because we know that's an issue. I don't avoid that at all. I know that's an issue in America. But like, if the KKK decided they were just going to camp out on your channel, and every video they were like getting top comment by like posting a comment and getting like thousands of their, well, hundreds, because let's be honest, they're not that big anymore, but get their hundreds of Klansmen to put their little likes on there and boost that shit to the top. If you delete that comment, yeah, you might be preventing them, which you're not actually preventing them from reaching anybody. It just hides it from you, by the way. Thanks, YouTube. But anyways, you hide that and people aren't responding to that. You're missing out. Those guys could single-handedly like double your viewership on your channel just from getting you in front of people that just fucking hate the KKK. They don't know who you are. They don't give a shit what you do. They just know that the KKK hates you, which means you're like their favorite person on earth right now.
Okay. I see what you're saying. That is actually a very good point, because I've noticed the more comments that I get on videos, the more YouTube will boost it. So for all my YouTubers out there, shout out to Carolina EDC Reviews. Make sure y'all check his channel out. For all my YouTubers out there, man, get the comments going, because once the comments get going on your videos, man, it pushes you. You know what I mean? Because
biggest SEO boost you can get from any single metric on a video. I have a few friends that work at Google. And nobody knows that. Everybody that says, "Oh, I got a friend at Google and knows everything about the algorithm," no, it's like Keebler's elves, dude. They don't give the whole recipe to everybody there.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. I know because we have weekly calls with the people who does the Google AdWords, and they sometimes I'm like, "What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about half the time. They're like, "Shit, we don't know why your video got elevated up to that level." Like, we know we're only in control of this 1% of what makes the algorithm go. And I think that it's grown to such, I mean, because there's a lot of artificial intelligence and
machine learning and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you get into that aspect of it, the human component can't keep up with it anymore. Like, you can't find a human that's like, "Oh, carry the one. That's why you got," they don't know. They're like, that became viral because it hit on 80 of the 100 things that the AI machine thought people were engaging on, right. So it's like, anything you can do to get people to physically engage, because here's how search engines do it. Like Google and Bing have a similar model, and that is, they don't just look at how many times a link is clicked, because if they did that, then something that was just absolute garbage, they just got clicked because it was clickbait and shit, would just pull everybody in, right? It would instantly rank up to the top. So what they actually do when they're looking at is they look at the actual physical engagement, not the stuff that automatically happens when you click the link, but the stuff that you have to proactively do something, like likes. Right. Likes, that's something you have to click on the mouse. You can't just leave that shit in the background to happen. So they weight that higher than views. And then the comments, they weight higher than anything else, because in order for you to want to log in and actually type some shit out and take time and hit enter, that means that video touched you in a way that a lot of other videos.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So comments are king on YouTube. So never, like, don't delete them unless it's like, if they're putting like personal information and shit in there, like,
yeah, I get you saying. But even keep the negative ones. Okay, I see what you're saying.
The better. The more, I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna thank me in like a year when like every one of your videos top comment is like, "Fuck this guy," and 1,000 comments under it that's like, "No, fuck you." And
I do get that. I've definitely had people run to my defense on my channel, dude. And honestly, it feels good sometimes. Like, I have people like, "Yo, shut your dumb ass." So, like, I like that. A shout out to Fresh Tech TV in here, man, and Craig's Tech Talk. Both of those guys, like, I really rock with those guys heavy, man. They can have great channels. Make sure I look them up. But I am with you 100% in that, dude. I would definitely start keeping my comments, because honestly, it does feel good when people you don't even know, but run to your defense. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel fire before too. Like, when stuff starts calming down, I'll go in there and just poke it again. I don't do it all the time, but it's like, there's been a couple of people that have left comments that are so ignorant and so offensive that even a person like me, like, I don't offend easily. Like, my friends call me fatty and shit. It don't bug me. It's like, I know I'm 300 and some pounds. I mean, more cushion for the pushing or something, right? Whatever, we'll find out someday. But anyways, I'm of that mind that I want to shut that stuff off. I do. Every fiber of my being says, shut this person. If this person came up on my porch and started shouting a bunch of racist, political, religious shit, I would throw them off my porch. Right? That's what my instinct tells me to do. But the other thing is, when I think about it, how it actually is in real life, imagine if the dude that's coming up on your porch and like bitching you out for being like a Republican or whatever, imagine if the whole time he was bitching you out for being a Republican, everybody else in the neighborhood heard him. And
Yeah.
You got this big crowd, and they started throwing money at you because they feel bad that you're getting attacked by this guy. So they're trying to compensate for his ignorance and make him look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It always ends well for you. Doesn't become mob mentality. That's the fine line. Is sometimes it can go too far, and I've had that happen, and I've had to back off.
Somebody, it's funny that you said that, because somebody, I don't remember what the comment was, but somebody had said a derogatory comment on a John Prosser video. They call him something like a dirty Jew or something like that. And I had deleted that. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I'm like, dude, that has, it has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, why are you even coming here? You know what I'm saying? Like, comments like that, I think I would continue to delete. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because the thing was, that's not the image I was trying to paint. You know what I mean? Right. The video wasn't to bring a whole bunch of negative comments towards John. It was really just to be like, yo, it's no different than like a YouTuber's critique. You know, like how movie critics and all this shit was like, hey, yo, on Sunday's episode, this is what Sean thought. And it's always meant to be. It was never meant to be how some of these people are taking it out to be, or start saying this racist shit. It's like, yo, has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, you want to shut that person. Sometimes shutting that person down who's just trying to start shit like that could end badly. And that's what I mean by the mob mentality, is like, if you say something, a bunch of people come back and they're like, shut up, you dipshit, or whatever, and it just escalates to that, and then that's the end of it. Perfect. You got some SEO out of it. That guy got to say his piece. Everybody else got to kick him in the nuts. You got to watch him kick him in the nuts, which is even funner. But sometimes you can have that comment that gets out of control, or the content that gets out of control, where it gains too much momentum and you get too many people behind it. And then they start like sending death threats to the dude. Now they're doing the same shit to the dude that he was doing to you.
Yeah. That's
or in the case, it could be a woman too. As a matter of fact, I have a little story I'll tell you, and that told me how this is when I knew it was time to back off. So I did a video a long time ago where I was, and I took the video down after like a year, where I was replying to YouTube comments. And one of the YouTube comments was from a girl, and I'll never forget her name. It was Elena Nichols. And she replied back to the comment, and she's like, "You're just a fucking fat fuck. You're just gonna die. You know, you're one hamburger away from dying. You know, you fat fuck. You're a piece of shit." No, I mean, it was like the most visceral 2 lines ever. So in this video, when I was reading these comments and I was making fun of them, when I replied back, I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna believe anything coming from, you know, some stupid bitch that's just, you know, some." And I went all in, dude. I was like calling her like every single word. Like, I want to show her what it felt like, right? And I did it like backwater hick, you know, like, "Oh, such a dumbass taking it and running the house." Anyways, people ran with it so hard that 2 of the people ended up doxing her. They went by her house and started physically harassing her. All of her social media accounts got deleted. And I got an email from her saying that she was really, really sorry for trolling me, and that her family was getting death threats and she was scared for her life. And I took the video down. I mailed a bunch of people and I said, "Hey, back off." I put in the comments, "Leave her alone. Leave her alone." Her email address was deleted. I've never heard from her again. I have no idea what happened. Like,
dude, that's wild.
And it's one of those things where it's like, when I did it, I had no idea that me just doing back to her what she did to me would rally that kind of a visceral response. And it made me really sad that people out there that had the skills to social engineer and fuck with her took it to that level. Like, that was never my intention. Never did I ask for that. So I'm very careful now when I do stuff, when I call it out, to try to keep it on the jovial side and not too serious.
So, you know, that's an interesting segue into something, and it poses this question. The fact that you know, being who you are and stuff like that, to know that your words have power, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there a certain sense of responsibility that you feel now more than you ever have before with your words?
Massively. And it's weird, because in one point feeling that way makes me feel like I'm being a narcissist, because I'm just acknowledging a power that I have over other people. But you do have to take some responsibility in factoring in your size when you're doing stuff. Like, a good example would be like Elon Musk again, because he seems to be a great example for going all Howard Hughes on us. But anyways, I love Elon. I absolutely love Elon. I really feel bad for the shit that he's going through right now, but he's made his bet on a couple things. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, he comes back and calls this dude who's like ripping on his shit and saying, where he basically called him a pedophile. And he was doing it, and just because he was pissed. I don't know if you saw this, that it went down. But like, some guy, when he was trying to rescue those kids that were in the cave, Elon was spending millions of dollars to manufacture this little submarine thing that could like go in there and safely get the kids out. Well, they ended up getting the kids out before the submarine was completed, but Elon still paid the money to do it. And the dude like went on like his like national TV show and basically said that Elon was basically a money grabbing piece of shit, and we don't need your shitty submarine. Basically told him to fuck off. And Elon took it very personally, because, you know, he put his money and everything in the ring, and just calling him a media whore, saying that he didn't care about these kids. So he replied back in the heat of the moment, was like, called the dude a pedophile, because this was like the dude that got the kids stuck in the cave in the first place. He's like, "What are you doing around the cave with like 8 kids, you pedophile?" And he instantly like regretted it, deleted the tweet and pulled it back. But it gained so much momentum that people were attacking that guy like in the thousands and thousands and thousands. It became such a big deal that the guy actually is suing Elon for like $75 million or something like that for a single comment on Twitter, because of the anguish of like all of Elon's followers going over and harassing him and getting him to shut his accounts down. And it's like, you have to look at it. It's like, I don't want celebrities to feel like they can't defend themselves.
Right.
Dude, we all deserve to defend ourselves. I don't care if you've got billions of subscribers. You have the right to defend yourself, but you do have to choose your words a little bit more wisely. And you do have to be careful not to create a mob, because sometimes your intent isn't to create a mob, but you will. So you have to be careful when you get to a certain side to be like, listen, I am making fun of this person in a video. Like you, for instance, let's say you had 40 million subscribers, right? And you made a video. It's like, you know, I hate this fucking Barnacules Nerdgasm guy because he says gasm all the time. The guy's obviously, you know, this queer, fuck him, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
If you had 40 million people, even if like 0.5% of those people decided to take that shit seriously and be like, oh, we're going to get attention by attacking that person.
Yeah.
You might very well ruin that person's life, drive him to suicide, drive him insane. Like, you don't know, right? That power that's invoked. But if you did the same video and at the beginning or the end, you're like, hey, this video is for entertainment purposes only, you know, or these are my opinions. They're not, I don't want these people attacked. If you put some, and I'm not saying you have to do that like right now. You're not, you know, at the point.
No, but even now I do that though. Like if you watch the, you know, the videos now, I'm doing that now because I tell people, I said, I don't want nobody going to these people's channels saying like, hey, you suck, or, you know what I mean? It's just me just saying, it's no different than me telling you about a movie I saw. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this movie sucked. I like because of this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in this case, like one dude standing like 5 people back. It's like, that guy didn't like that movie. I'm gonna go kill the producer. You know, it's like, whoa, fuck down.
Yeah, dude. But you know what? Honestly, you really got me thinking. Dude, this is crazy. Like, this is funny. What's funny is the fact that this series has brought me in contact with 2 people who's kind of like just share knowledge. It's kind of made me just rethink things. But and with regards to saying that, it's like I'm thinking that I should probably be more careful even in the future now about maybe what I say or how I say it, because you never know. I mean, my thing is I try to kind of steer away from that fan base, man. Like I kind of, the way I make my videos, I make it for a reason. You know what I mean? Like the way I say stuff, the way I do things, because I don't want that. I don't want that fan base. You know what I mean? I don't want the fan base who's like crazy as shit. I want the fan base, man, who watch my videos, eat some Oreos, getting high, chilling with the kids or something, chill with the fam. I just
entertainer primarily, right?
Yeah, that's it, bro. I'm not looking for this cult following. I'm not looking for nobody to be sitting there like, yo, if you say something else about Shine again, I'm gonna kill your kids and they sleep. I'm not looking for that. Like, I just want people just to be chill and be able to make a, you know, if I crack a joke on the YouTube or something like that, they can just crack another joke and it is what it is. Nothing to the point of like swatting and all that, bro. That's crazy.
A couple of your videos, and I didn't feel like at any point that your videos were like I felt you were sharing some opinions you had, but it was obvious that you were like embellishing, right? And you make it pretty obvious in your delivery and everything that it's like, you know, you're just having some fun with it. You know, it's like when you fuck with friends and stuff. You know, your friend might gain like 5 pounds. You're like, dude, you're looking like a walrus, dude. Like my favorite thing to do with my buddy, he's like skinny as shit. So every time I see him, I'm like, dude, did you gain weight? I'm getting worried. I'm almost 326 pounds and like, you know, 6 inches shorter than he is. You know, it's like, it's that kind of humor. And if people get that, you're fine. But if you go the Alex Jones route where you're an entertainment institution, you know, you're like, yo, we got to kill all the people that are because they're taking over the country. You know, people are going to take that shit seriously if you're not clear that you're, you know, being for entertainment only.
And dude, what's funny is thank you, Craig's talk. I do appreciate that shit for real, man. I'm glad you said that, Barnacules, because I mean, because you even seen someone like there was somebody comment on one of your tweets, you know, about me and the whole fucking urban gangster shit, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I was laughing. I was like, oh my god, you never been to Chicago, dude? Come on, seriously.
You know what I mean? Like, and what I was trying to get him to understand is like, dude, just because I speak differently, don't think I can't talk corporate. I'm in corporate America. I do this shit every day. It's just,
you don't speak differently though. You don't, man. It's like, it's a cultural thing. It's like you making fun of me because I sound like a fucking Seattle hipster.
Right? It's different. That's all it is. Like everybody has their different things. You know what I mean? But like, I can't, but I will say this, but like seriously though, like just being black in corporate America, I have to have the 2 different language things. I gotta have a corporate talk and I gotta have the shit that I talk like now. You know what I mean? So I was trying to get people to understand that. But you know, some people, man, like they were like, I'm not gonna name the YouTubers because I don't want to like.
That's always a smart move unless you're trying to get attacked by.
Yeah, you know, I don't want the clout, as some people would say, or the shine. But there were some YouTubers, man, who were like really like subliminally dissing me, or even on their last stream, whatever the case was. And it's like, or making like a little joke. And it's like, yo, B, like my thing is this. On my series, I specifically call out the name of the person. Not only do I call out the name of the person, the moment the video is uploaded, I will tag that person on Twitter and Instagram so they know, like, hey, you know, I want you to think I was just throwing a shot and you're not aware of it. Like, no, I want you to know, like, hey, I was talking to you, but it's poking fun. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, or they're going to reply to it, which is going to expose their whole audience to the video. That's just good damn marketing right there.
And I do it too, but the way I do it too, bro, like even if you notice in the video I did about you, Prosser, and Travis, I don't talk about people's physical attributes. I don't talk about people's you know, anything like on a personal level. It's really just strictly to their channel. You know, you're
going after the content, what you like about the content, not what you necessarily like or dislike about the person or who that person is. Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll be amazed, man. You will be fucking amazed. Like, oh my fucking god. But anyway,
Find
man,
yourself doing it though and having to like cut it out and editing, because I do that shit all the time.
dude. There was okay. So towards the end of your video, I had a lot more I said.
Man, you went way soft on me. I was expecting way more than that. I was like, come on.
It was fucking hard. Barnacules, I kid you not. And even talking to you now, first of all, we've been talking for like over an hour and a half, right? And not one time have I gotten bored. You've been on this channel and you've been giving nothing but the people in the comment section, nothing but knowledge, and literally just being dude, it was hard as shit. Like, it was hard. And the thing is, you got to think about it, right? I had something to kind of go off of with John Prosser, right? Because I feed off that energy. Like, John Prosser, you got this arrogant thing. So now I kind of got I got an emotion to build off of, right?
And I kind of came at you, which is a little different, because you're watching content and being like, oh man, I gotta say something about this,
Yeah,
it's like you got to proactively be like, who the fuck's this guy in the comment? Like,
exactly, right? So, and that was the thing. So like I was like really watching. I was watching John Prosser shit for a while, and I was watching Travis MCP shit for a while. It's like I knew about it. So when you asked about it, then when they go watch, I'm like, I actually like this channel. Like, why? Like, now I got to figure out a way to make it fun and entertaining. You know what I mean? Without being like corny about it. So it was really hard to come up with yours. I got the person I'm doing next week, which is TrapTech TV. I like his channel too, but I got like 2 good points that I maybe could touch on. But to me, I like it because it's a challenge to my creativity, right? Because it's like, pull something, you know what I mean? If you can do it from English, you should be able to do it on a fly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and how do I make this funny, informative, and not offensive? Exactly,
dude. And this is exactly why I even message you like, hey, I'm doing this video, whatever, but is there anything that can maybe trigger anything? Because I'm not about that, dude. Like, the videos is not to make anybody life to the point it's like, yo, I can't believe he said this shit. Let me go take my med.
The beautiful thing about edited content, though, and it's really easy to forget this when you're looking at a camera, regardless of whether it's live or not, is you control what gets disseminated.
Right.
I can sit here in my room, and I do sometimes. I'll be looking at this shit, telling the most fucked up jokes you've ever heard in your life, the most like anti-religious, racist, backwater, insensitive shit ever, knowing full well that shit's just going right in the recycling bin, just to loosen myself up and be like, listen, I don't have to be so conscious about what I'm doing. Just do it, and then in editing.
Yes.
And people don't realize you can do that with that edited video. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to be like, what do I talk about now? No, fucking just calm down, compose yourself, start talking, jump cut, done.
Dude, if you saw Tanner does take, appreciate the super chat, my guy. Chicago in the building, always standing up. The one thing I can say, dude, is like some of my videos I actually keep like what I was actually doing at that time, like my other intermissions and whatever. Like, that's actually like that's just don't be scripted. It'd be, if the camera's still recording, sometimes I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well just make a little excerpt out of it. But yeah, like even if I tried that for your video, right? Even if I tried to say the most craziest thing I can say to you, I could think of, dude.
Yeah.
It was so hard because your energy was always been positive. So how can I didn't have anything to go out. If you'd have maybe came at me like, hey, Shiny, Dick, how about you do it on my channel? Let's see what you really got. It would have probably been a different angle, right? Versus you raising your hand in class like, hey, I want to do the math problems. Like, oh shit, wait a minute, I didn't call on you. You know what I mean?
I was like totally expecting when I was watching. I was like, oh my god, come on, dude, you got to come at me with like the cheeseburger, like one cheeseburger out of the grave, bro. Like one cheeseburger. Why one cheeseburger out of the grave? But I know now I understand that you don't go after personal attributes.
No, I don't, bro. Because here's the thing, bro. One, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm almost 30 years old. Like, what do I look like sitting here, like coming at someone else's? You know what I'm saying? Like, your kid is going to see this video. Your wife is see this video. Like,
this is a legacy, right? Your son's gonna, or do you have a son?
Daughter. I have a daughter.
Do you have a daughter? And at some point, because everything on the internet's forever, it may not be on YouTube in the future, but it'll be on a torrent somewhere. At some point, you have to expect that your kids are going to see the stuff that you've made.
Exactly. So do I want my daughter seeing that her father is a digital bully? Right. That's what we'll call it. You know what I mean?
And I'm not very proud of some of the stuff that I've done, Sean. Like, some of the stuff I'm not super proud of it, but it's like I know that it's going to live on forever. So I'm just going to use that, learn, and move forward and be a better person.
Right.
And I'm hoping that, when my son gets old enough and he starts watching this stuff, he sees that. He sees that growth. He sees that evolution. He realizes that his dad, went through some tough shit and turned out all right.
Right.
It's like when my mom died, I didn't even have a picture of her, dude. When my mom died, I didn't have a picture of her because that was a different generation, right? That was all before all digital and all that stuff. It's like, I didn't have any of that. And I look at kids today, and I'm like, how lucky are you that, like, when I die, my son's going to have like he can watch every day, 24 hours a day, and not make it through all my content in a year, you know? And I think that that's really cool, that it's like, we live in a day and age where it's like, after we're dead, we have this legacy on the internet that's going to live on for a very long time. It's like my grandkids are going to see, you know, their great granddaddy on here bitching about Microsoft and reviewing phones and shit. I think that that is so cool.
And you know what? And this is exactly why I had put my daughter in one of my videos, because I wanted her to kind of have that thing, like, to always, no matter what, to be able to look back on, like, hey, I remember this. You know what I mean? Just to be like, I remember I did this video with my dad. You know what I mean? Because it's always going to be there. It's nothing that's going to get lost. It's always going to be there unless, you know, YouTube just revamps and just kick everybody shit off the internet and just starts over. But yeah, I did it for that specific reason. Indeed. So wait, hold on one second. There's a guy making fun of me for almost being 30. Go fuck yourself, man. I said I'm almost 30, dude. I'm not 30. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Okay.
I'm 38 going on 39 this month. So
okay, see, to me, you know what's even funnier, dude? Like if I was at work with you or something, I would just automatically round you up to 40. I would say, oh, you're 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, 40, I'm not gonna mess with no decimal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna round that shit up. You're 40 years old. Sean is a digital bully. He bullies me all the time. Yes, right, Wizard. You're my hooker. You're my whore. That's what I know. Anyway, so before we end this string, because so just the FYI, Barnacules, I'm not one of those YouTubers who do 4 to 5, 6 hour streams. Dude. Like, like this is obviously a work day. So I usually just do it for like maybe an hour and a half, maybe two tops. But I kind of wanted to just get your opinion on just some tech real quick, right? Because this technically is a tech channel, right? So what are your thoughts on one, the new Microsoft lineup for the new Microsoft Studio, the Microsoft Pros, and also what's your thoughts on the Google Pixel? And are you even? I think I pegged you for Android. I think you're an Android person, right?
Nope. iPhone.
Huh.
However, I do carry an Android device because I use it a lot for more like computerish stuff, like updating firmwares on drones and stuff like that. So I do carry a Razer phone with me.
Okay.
But my primary phone that I use in my daily driver is just an iPhone S.
Okay.
I get a lot of flack for that, being, you know, a Microsoft developer for 15 years writing code, and it's like I picked the platform that's the least friendly to developers.
You know what's funny, dude? Somebody, it's just hit me now, and I think you will probably know. You may know. Mm-hmm. So somebody was telling me that actually Microsoft bailed Apple out of bankruptcy.
Yeah, they did. They did. This would have been in the 90s, the early 90s. Apple paid, I think it was like 700 or 800 million to bail them out, and in exchange for that money that they gave to Apple, Apple had to put Internet Explorer on all the iMacs.
Yeah, and it was in regards to that, because pretty much Microsoft is becoming too big, and the government's like, hey, look here, no, we're not doing that, and it was like, oh shit, look, hey Apple. So it's funny, it's funny because these diehard Apple, like I've never heard anybody from any camp ever say that. It's like technically that's a good argument. Like, yo, you would not be here for if it wasn't for Windows. Technically,
it goes way deeper than that, though. A lot of people don't realize that the Apple Marketplace, because it's so huge, the like your iPhone app marketplace, is so vast now that Apple can't even create the infrastructure to drive it. They actually lease like 90% of the bandwidth from Azure, Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft is hosting the App Store for their biggest competitor for the most part.
Dude,
isn't that some irony?
See, this is ammo I will be using. This is the ammo I will be using on the video, dude. Like this type of shit, because it's like because my manager, my senior director, he's an older guy, like close in his 40s or whatever, and he was saying like, yeah, dude, Microsoft bailed them out when I was around or whatever. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And people sit there and make it seem like Apple is just like this holy grail thing that just never have touched land ever, and it's like, yo, B, stop it. Stop it right now.
That's why Apple's successful. Don't get me wrong. They make good.
Yes, I tell people this all the time. Their marketing is brilliant.
But marketing, yeah, it's all marketing. Like it's serious smoke and mirrors. That company is not worth $1 trillion. If they sold every single component, and hell, even if they sold the people too, fucking, they bring slavery back, sell all their employees to Genghis Khan, whatever. they would not have $1 trillion. The stock is so illusionary, it's laughable.
Dude, yeah. And the fact that people believe, like, because honestly, bro, Apple really just sell phones. You know what I mean? Like, that's like 7% of like their profit, and it shows this shit all the time. I mean, they sell more than that, but their phones is like their bread and butter.
No, it's that cable. That's what they
Oh
sell.
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Now the dongle. The dongle. But besides the dongle, Apple will be like in tough shit if people just say, you know what, I'm done with the iPhone. You know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna switch over to this new BlackBerry or this Android device, whatever. But I've been like, now I'm at the point, dude, I'm tired of arguing with people about that shit. The whole team Android, team iPhone and shit. It's like, dude, I got both. What? It doesn't matter.
You have to be. It's the radical. You know, here you go. Right here you go. You got the left and the right.
Right. Yes.
Just pick a team and join it. And it's like, why? Here's another funny little tidbit that you can use in your future videos. Did you know that OS 10 is actually based on FreeBSD? It's based on an open source fucking operating system that basically rivaled Linux back in the day. It's like Apple didn't even make their own OS from the ground up. Microsoft is like the only other competitor that has like their own kernel and their own HAL. It's like Apple's just using recycled free shit with their spin on it. They put a big user interface on it, you know, the X Windows system, but no, under the curtains, you can still like compile almost every software package for Linux and everything from the command prompt. Like,
but you know what's funny, dude? As much as I'm not like a Apple's fan, because even dude, like I had I haven't made the video on it yet, but I had bought a Mac 5K, an Apple Mac 5K, whatever.
Yeah.
I had bought that and it was nice, whatever, man. But honestly, Adobe just sucks on Apple machines for me.
Yeah.
Terrible. So I had sold it and I ended up getting an Acer Predator Helios 300, and Adobe Premiere runs like a champ on this thing, a solid fucking champ. But it was kind of going to show me that honestly, I really bought it because honestly, a YouTuber sold it to me. It's funny how much of a power of influence we have to make it seem like, yo, Apple is got the greatest software for this, especially for editing videos. And then when I bought it, I was like, yo, this is not the greatest software for editing videos. Final Cut does not equal to Adobe Premiere Pro. And
I completely agree, but I will give Apple one like big advantage, and that is to people that need stuff to be really intuitive. Like they're really functionality for intuitive. Apple excels at that. Their user interface. If you hand somebody an Android phone, you hand them an Apple phone, within an hour, they're going to be an expert on the Apple phone, and the Android phone, they're going to be wondering where the setting is for the Wi-Fi adapter. I mean, it's definitely a more intuitive platform. Final Cut followed that same line, right? They wanted people that don't know what video editing is to do video editing. It's
I get that.
Drag shit in, hit play, and it makes this beautiful transitions. It adds music automatically. But if you're a creative person, you're like, I don't use any of that shit. Like, dude, I don't want to create
that, and that's why I like it. I like Adobe because it holds your hand, but it's like it's letting you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, here, we're just gonna do this little part for you, but the other shit you gotta figure out with the keyframes and all that shit. So it's like, I love Adobe Premiere Pro, and what's funny is I self-taught everything about what I do with my editing is self-taught. You know what I mean? I have to take off. Have a good night, gentlemen. All right, Chris, text talk. So Adobe for me was just like the best thing. And honestly, I literally just bought, it's funny, I had literally just bought the Apple Mac because people said any professional who does anything with, you know, creativity on iOS products. I'm like, yo, this is bullshit. You know, this Mac is not for me. It's not. I liked it. I did, but it does not run as smooth product. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, a Premiere Pro runs so great on this machine. It's ridiculous. And I stopped with the whole, I wanted a slim laptop because at first I had a Lenovo Yoga 720 editing my videos. It was good, but it just wasn't as fast as the new Core into i7. It wasn't. And especially with this machine having 6 gigabytes of NVIDIA graphics, like, you know what I mean? It was everything I wanted in a computer. So I'm done with this whole Apple thing as far as like being the best thing. I would say they have strength and weaknesses just like Android does.
Their markups. That's the other thing.
The marketing.
Their markups are a joke. Like, if you want the like bleeding edge technology, the only exception to the rule with Apple is if you buy the new phone, the iPhone X, X? What's their big? Yeah. So if you buy that, it has the fastest single core thread performance on any phone in existence. There's a single Android phone that can touch it for single thread performance, but for multi-thread performance, the Samsung will just kick its ass around the block.
But you know, the thing is, bro, and what I try to tell people is this. Here's the thing. Apple, you know, when they have all this power and stuff like that, you don't do a lot on an iPhone to even need it. You know what I'm saying? It's really just like buying a Lamborghini in a city, like in Chicago. I'm gonna sit there and have 225 on the dash when you drive 65 miles per hour. What's the point of
in traffic, right?
Yeah, like what's the point? Like Apple, you have no split screen functionality. You have no multitasking things that you do. Like you're not doing anything where I need to really like it's the same static grid icons. I swipe left, I swipe right. How much power do I need for that?
Yeah. Their whole software is designed around people just being able to use it out of the box. It's not designed around the power of the software. And the more options, because I used to be a UI developer at Microsoft for a lot of the stuff that we did. And I can tell you right now, when you create a user interface, it is so easy to overwhelm somebody. If you add like option A, option B, option 3, option C, you can go from a program that's incredibly simple to something that's so intimidating people won't even touch it.
You know, I would give you that. I would give you that because when I pick up my Note 9, sometimes it's like I know my Note 9 can do everything of it that I ask, but the only thing it can't do is fluid and as silky smooth as iMessage. iMessage is the best thing I have ever seen. iMessage and the Apple Watch. Those two products, well, that software and that product to me is the best thing Apple has come out with since Steve Jobs has left. I mean, died. The Apple Watch is really, really good, really good. And iMessage is still, I don't understand how it's been this long. Android still can't touch it like at all.
Oh, and I can tell you exactly why that is in just a few words, and that is the hardware matrix. You know, when you have Apple, it's like they support like a dozen devices, like across the board. Their software only has to work on like a dozen different devices. Right. Whereas with Android, it has to work across several hundreds of thousands of devices.
This is true. And I tell people that all the time, you know.
Different resolutions, different audio chipsets, different CPUs. I mean, it's so vast, right? So they have to be really careful. Like, if you do you do any software development, or have you done software?
No.
So software development, like if you're programming for an Apple device, you're like, you know exactly what this is going to do. So all your software is basically built on the premise that you're going to have exactly a screen that's this big with this resolution. The sound's going to come out and sound like this. And so as a developer, you're pretty good. But with Android, you have to code a lot more to get to that same result, and it tends to slow the software down. Because you have to put in a bunch of if this, then this, if this, then this.
Yeah. So it can't just run. It can't run through. Now I didn't do software, but I did like I took a couple of classes like a C++ and Java. So I understand like if it got more lines of code to run through, obviously the more power it's going to take, and how long it's going to take to run through those lines. So don't get me. That's why I like both. You know what I mean? Like even right now, I was live streaming on my Note 9 earlier today, but then I live stream. Now, what's funny is the Note 9 has a great front-facing camera. When I live stream on my iPhone, it looks way better. It looks way better because the app is developed specifically for that one camera. You know what I mean?
And hardware is worthless without software. That's another thing people miss. Hardware is worthless. Don't look at hardware specs. This device could be 10 times faster than this device, and still in your hands feel half the speed if the software is shit. So you have to, and that's what Apple's really good at. Well, I should say they used to be really good at. Actually, every release of iOS seems to be a little slower and a little bit more.
No, it's buggy. It's been really buggy. My iPhone 10 and my wife's iPhone XS Max, like it's weird stuff, dude. Like my volume will randomly just turn down for no reason. I'm just sitting here looking at the phone like, okay, you know what I mean?
UI just stops responding. Shit, Steve Jobs never would have stood for that shit, man. Second he had a foot in the grave, Tim Cook was like, "Yeah, let's just fucking deadlock the UI everywhere."
So last thing, because we never touched on it. It's some people who want to know. All right, what's your thoughts on the Pixel 3?
Oh, okay, the Pixel. I'll tell you right now, I've never held one. I've never held a Pixel, but from all the feedback that I hear, just because a lot of people like to tell me about their cell phones and shit like that. The Pixel actually seems to be probably the best competitor to the iPhone for the multimedia experience
and software, right?
Yeah, everybody's saying that, like, the way it shoots videos, how fast it is at shooting pictures, the feature set for the pictures, the integration with the social media and stuff like that. It seems to be a very smooth experience that some people actually prefer over the iPhone, even being iPhone users. And I've heard the same thing from multiple sources. So not using one myself. And I would expect that because the Google Pixel is the only phone that's actually manufactured by the company that makes the operating system. So they're going to be
exactly. And this is exactly why I want Samsung to leave Android and make their own.
Yeah, they should. And I don't see why they wouldn't, because the cool thing is all the Android code, for the most part, is open source. Yeah. They can literally spin off their own version and call it whatever the fuck they want and build their own product from the ground up. But the problem with that is Microsoft tried to do that. Microsoft tried to come into the market with Windows Mobile, and we all saw them get big old steam and turd on them, right? They could not get that thing to stick. They bought the biggest cell phone manufacturer in the world. Nokia at the time was the biggest cell phone manufacturer in the world. They bought them and sunk the company. because of how shitty their software was.
But let's be honest here. Like Samsung's, like most of like the other products, when it's just like their stock product, like this their thing on it, like it usually looks good, it runs better. Like for example, a lot of the features that Android is like getting, like, you know, within the past few years, whatever, Samsung had that. You know what I mean? So Samsung actually pushes the envelope a lot more, and they honestly are like the top, you know, they're one of the top Android sellers. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like honestly they would have the backing to do it. And I feel like they will be the first company that can maybe go neck and neck with Apple as far as like software features, and you know what I'm saying? It would. You know what I mean? It's just Android.
My choice. If I was getting an Android phone today, and of all the options that are available, even knowing what I know about the Google and its experience, I would go for the Note 9. That's what I would go for, because I like the idea of having a stylus. I like that you can use the stylus to activate the camera shutter so that I can just set my phone in weird places. The camera quality is phenomenal on it, on the front camera. I've shot multiple pictures with my friends, and I love a feature that not many people talk about, and that is the ability to turn it into a desktop computer to get shit done. Like you literally just plug it's not proprietary. You just plug an HDMI cable into it, put it in that mode, Bluetooth link a keyboard and mouse, and you got a full desktop Android OS that you can run anything on.
Dude, and what's funny is I actually mentioned that in my review that I'm the reason I didn't edit it because I'm doing this live stream today. But I mentioned in my review the fact that's like, you know, we named off all those features, right? Everything that this Samsung phone can do, but at the end of the day, I don't have a problem picking up an iPhone using it, because it's like it does Samsung. It's kind of like this. Samsung, like Android to me is like, people, like, it's like a house party, right? You go into the house party, you see this guy pull up with the fanciest car, like, oh man, how much you spend on this car? Like, well, I spent $500,000 on it, right? And then Apple is like the person sitting in the back who drives like a Toyota Camry, but they got a 10,000 square foot mansion. You know what I mean? They just they knew what to invest in. You know what I mean? They knew what was the most important thing, which was user experience. And I don't think Android's figured that out yet.
No, I think Android is still, and they're getting better, right? That's the thing, is like
better, yeah.
Because I see iOS getting progressively worse and overly complicated, like with all the gestures, now to flip up and use 3 fingers. Like Steve never would have gone for that shit. Steve was like, I have to be able to use this phone. You know, it's like I want shit to be like concise and simple, not accidentally like putting in dick emojis and stuff when you're messaging your mom, and that's like where shit's going.
My wife's not feeling the gesture shit. She does not like that shit at all. She missed her fingerprint reader. She's like, this shit is stupid. I was like,
yeah. So they're going the wrong direction, and then you have Android over here going the right direction, which is greatly simplifying the UI, making the multitasking like usable. Like you go back 4 or 5 Android versions, the multitasking was not intuitive at all.
No.
Like people are, but it was powerful. That was the thing with Android, is it was powerful. If you wanted to go download files from an FTP site and like torrent on your phone, you could.
You can do that now. Run emulators, play PlayStation 1 and 2 games, play games. Like it's so much you can do, and that's the thing with Android. It's like as much as it's not as intuitive with the apps as iOS. Man, there's a lot of things I can do with this phone.
Insane.
You know what I mean? I can't do with my iPhone. That's so they both.
You can literally take an Android phone, plug it into a screen, a mouse, and a keyboard, and write the applications.
Right.
Like code, compile them, and distribute them all from the phone. And it's like with iOS, you have to still have a computer. You have to put the apps through their stupid SDK bullshit, and then down to the phone with a temp license. It's like Android made it to where the phone itself is just like your desktop computer. It's like everything that this phone is capable of is accessible from the phone. Whereas you can't say that with any of these iOS mobile devices.
And that's why I was surprised that you were not an Android guy off the bat. That's why I was really surprised. I'm like, just kind of watching your channel, I just figured like as much as hands-on you are, I figured you would be someone who likes to control their phone.
John, but you missed one critical point, sir, and that is, above all, I'm a social media whore. And iOS has mastered social media. It is the least amount of clicks and the fastest. Take a picture that isn't blurry. Like with Android, you're all like, like click. Oh shit, that's blurry. Okay, click.
Yeah,
okay,
I would give you that. I would give you that.
Yeah, iPhone, you push the button, it takes 5,000 fucking pictures in the buffer, and the AI figures out which one's the best one.
I would give you that. I would definitely say that, because even like in a lot of apps, like what they do, even like on Snapchat for Android, they just take a screenshot of the picture you took versus like the actual quality. Of your photo. So it's like, again, that's always like when I was live streaming with my iPhone, I was like, man, this looks phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like it looks good. Versus on my Note 9, it was like, what the hell happened?
Apple's using a lot of software to retouch that image. Don't think that what you're getting is what's coming off that sensor. You're not.
Right.
Like, It is so heavily massaged because everybody's like, man, why does this look good? When it's like the specs on a sheet of paper say that the camera in this should just kill the iPhone, like megapixels, the sensor and everything. It's like, this has got a shittier sensor, but it's got like the strongest like algorithm on earth and the most CPU power to basically go through there and massage that image, remove the noise, make it look sharp, beautify it. It's like crazy.
You know what I figured out too, and this is probably what they do too. Now that I'm thinking about it, the codecs that Apple write for like their phones and their software like looks better on their devices. So here's an example. I had edited a video in Final Cut Pro and I had exported it like for like an Apple device or something like that because it just had like a smaller gigabyte. Yep. So, but when I watched it on my iMac, it looked beautiful, dude. But when I watched it on my Note 9, it looked horrible. It looked absolutely horrible. I was like, so that's what you're doing. There's a certain thing that you do to write to make it look good on your phone or whatever the case is. Because when you play it back somewhere else, it's like, yo, this looks terrible.
They know the contrast ratio of the screen. They know the color gamut. They know everything they need about that device to make the video look flawless on it. Whereas the Note is probably calibrated to some industry standard thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Same as Apple's. You know.
Yes.
So yeah, no, it's a game these companies play to keep you addicted to their crack for sure.
This is true. All right. Well, on that note, man. First of all, I really want to say thanks to everybody for coming. Barnacules, thank you for being such an awesome guest, dude. You were, you definitely helped have this show. It was good. I really enjoyed today's show. I really did.
A lot of fun. I did.
So we got to definitely do this again, man. Thank y'all for coming, man. Thanks for the super chat. It's your boy Sean Be Nice. And I am out. Deuces.